Oh my God. Let's see. I have too many cards. Going to have to give most of them away. Live card shop. All right, we're gonna hit save on that. Well, I got the sneezes, man. Whew. It's me, Mario. Boop, 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 boop. Let's see. Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? Now my nose is runny. I sure sneeze a lot in this room. We're going live for, what's it, Tuesday night? Tuesday night. I'm pleased to bring you this entertainment tonight. I'm here pretty much on time. We're supposed to start at 1 a.m. It's about 1:10. And I'm ready to party, guys. I'm ready to party all night long. I am your no-life streamer who cares about one thing and one thing only, the Pokemon cards. We are. That in the news recently. Oh my gosh, have I been watching a lot of news. All right, there we go. Boy, have I been watching the news with all this crazy conversation about the recent political violence. That is really something to catch your attention with. Now, what is all this stuff? These are cards that once had a price, and then they got pulled back off the table at some point, I guess. And, yeah, so they're just sitting around waiting to be sold. Crazy. So many unpriced slabs. Those were sitting in a special white box. And let me put them back. But I showed you, I've sort of got this ocean of quality slabs that just need to be poked through a little bit. And it's a very slow thing. It's not something we rush. I never rush it. All right, let's see. Man, my hair's getting longer. I need to shave my hair off. I hate the long hair, man. Okay. Just me and you guys. Me, you, and vertical mode. Let's plug our phone in. I just want to get Ghost Red Eyes or Blue Eyes. Cool, yeah. Oh, maybe I should buy more of that product then if you're enjoying it. What's this? I think this was supposed to come down. This is $9.25 on it. Look at that. That's Haunter Red. That's awesome. That's cool, man. So, $20 Beedrill. That's pretty cool, man. Let's get that up into the Poke Shuffle. He's so cheap, he won't really cost much to be a break. That's neat, right? See? Only adds 4 spots to the box. Somebody gets to pull a cool poker card out. Might be their introduction to the Pokemon card poker hobby. Beedrill. 8. All right, Mr. Reed CS Man's message. Can I pick up that Charizard in the front? You definitely cannot. I do not have a price for that guy at the moment. He has been a break in the past. I would need a chance to take a quick look at him, okay? I know you're into really nice ones. Where'd I put him? Check this out, CS Man. I got some boxes for you, man. I like to tease a little bit, CS Man. You gotta appreciate the tease, okay? It's part of the dance. It's part of the ritual. So some slabs in here. What's in this box? All right. YouTube hates horizontal. I think they do. I think YouTube hates horizontal. What do we got in here? Oh, yeah. The Picasso Pikachu. Oh, I was wondering where this went. Wow, I'm so lucky I bought that. Kingdra, there's an Electivire. Dark Magneton 9, that's cool. Oh, baby, what the hell? I didn't even know these were back here. Just hanging around. Some cardboard on this. Holland Phantom Torchic. That was for sale in April for $750. You know what's crazy? If somebody bought that, they'd be getting a good deal. I bet there's like $3,000 right now. Here is a Kuromi Pristine 10 for maybe too much money. That's a lot of money. Here's a Gem 10 Kamix Blastoise. That's a Sealdos 10. Now, cards like these two right here, these are designed to be breaks. So I got those in order to have specialty breaks ready to go. Oh, yeah, one of these nice pristine Chansey coins. This is none other than the base set coin. The first coin, guys. This is the Japanese base set coin from 1996. I think it is the first coin, right? So there it is. Very cool. $750, probably too cheap now. Here's a Vulpix, one of these Umbreons back when he was cheap. There's another one of these Slowpokes. I was wondering where those were. Great Tusk. This was only 110. I bet it's more expensive now. What else we got in here? No shot. I just saw Ace grading in Mister's collection. Good games. What the F? Yeah, I mess with any grading company. Oh, baby. See, I can't believe this was for sale and no one bought it back in February. What a mistake. So many of these were good purchases that if you had just bought them in February, you'd be doing very good today. Oh, Deoxys Whiscash. That one might be for sale. Spiro Merip. And there's that Charizard you wanted to know about. Wow, look at that Pichu. The Charizard is meant to be a break. He is meant to be a break. I'd have bought them all if I was thinking about Pokemon in February. I know. I wish I had bought more of them. Look at this bad boy. That is the Eric Cartman card from the South Park collection. See, it just says Eric Cartman on the back. So that's the official Eric Cartman, 1998. Of course, I don't know. South Park might be fallen in popularity a little bit just very recently with their, they really went after Charlie Kirk, and now he's dead. And I feel like that, you know, whether Democrats like it or not, that's going to hurt the value of the card from the other side. Dark Charmeleon, so that's an interesting problem to have. What's this Picasso Pikachu cost now, I wonder? You know what's cool about this card? I'm pretty sure I graded this. Oh, no, this says eBay. I bought this. Okay. Okay, let's see what I paid for him. You ready? I don't even like Pikachu. Not a fan myself. Okay, it says here, I paid $800 and then $900. Is that right? 800 and 900. I hear he's like 2,000 now. Gray Felt Pikachu. Oh, I typed in Pillachu. Why do I do that? I always type in Pillachu. What the fuck? Oh my God, he's almost 3,000. What? How? There's like 20,000 of these graded 10. He's not even a holographic. Yeah, I don't know about that. That's crazy as F, dude. That's crazy. Okay, so that's all fun until you realize I've got a whole nother box. What? What's in this one? Let's see what we got in here. Here's a little Leafeon. Ooh, there we go. There's that Charizard. Cool, man. Got a nice Carddass Mario. Oh, it was 150 back then. Love these vintage Mario cards. Dialga. Team Rocket. There's that Kingdra, man. I was buying a couple of those Kingdras going, you know, guys, this Kingdra is probably going to go up because it's so crazy looking. Scizor. Oh, nice little Houndoom. I think I wanted to host a break on that. There's another Charizard. Shining Lugia. Ooh, okay, so here are some of my Topps cards. We got Mew. Love these Topps cards. They're super rare. I think these Gengars have been going up in price over time. I got a Spectra. Okay, this is a super rare card, Brock, but he might be for sale just because, I don't know, I don't like Brock. Harder to let go of a Charizard than it is to let go of a Brock. You know what I'm saying? Some of these I graded myself. Look at this. I graded this one myself. PSA 10. Those are hard to grade. Oh, yeah. Another Charizilla. We saw that earlier. Look, $220. $220 and nobody bought that. What is he worth now, I wonder? I have a clean PSA 1 Gold Star Charizard. Should I keep that grill? You could. You could sell it and try to get one at a higher grade. It's up to you, really. If you like it, you like it. But, you know, it's funny. Charizilla is now 400 plus, probably 500. Let's see. PSA 10, Charizard, VMAX, UPC maybe. Let's type in UPC. $650. What is going on? That's insanity. I thought that he might double in price. I didn't anticipate that he might effing triple. What, a triple? Ooh, baby, a triple. Tripling in price. Look at all this dust, dude. That's way too much dust. Where's all this dust come from? When I show off the slabs, all this dust shows up. All right. Oops. That is way too much dust. Dust and hair and cardboard. Ugh. Gross, dude. Check your vents. I'll take it for $220. Oh, he was for sale for $220. And what was I doing back then? I was preaching about how I felt that he was underpriced. That's what I was doing. I was saying, I'm pretty sure this guy's underpriced. And then now look at him now. He's insane now. All right, what's this? Oh, yeah. Pokemon Center Magnetron. I think I showed these off already earlier. Giovanni 8, huh? Yeah, we got slabs for sure. There's a lot of unpriced slabs. Give us Kitty updates or we riot. Oh my gosh, Kitty is so cute. I just took a picture of her. Karis is sleeping and the cat is sleeping up against her. It is so adorable. And that makes that cat like the perfect cat because Karis gets super lonely at night. All right, so this is a particular Charizard known as the Neo Charizard. Neo Charizard. Japanese. Okay, let's see what's going on with this Neo Charizard. He might be at a price where I'm not interested in purchasing more of them. Well, yeah. I don't know. Unfortunately, I would have to sell this guy at a pretty awfully high price for me to be interested in selling him. I feel like he has changed a lot. He's a different kind of card these days. I don't know if he's a good choice. I'm not feeling it the way I used to feel it about this card. He might be at a point where it doesn't really benefit the two of us for me to host a break on him or to make him into an overpriced slab. It says here I originally bought him for like $350. Wow, that's crazy, dude. That's really crazy. We would let our cat sleep with us, but they like to bite us in the morning, so we said, screw that. Oh, you mean like attack your feet, that kind of deal? We are. She loves the cat, basically. I think now she feels like life has meaning or something. But actually, I told you guys this in the daytime stream. Karis has a friend. She's good friends with her. And she's, I guess, moving out here. I don't understand it. She's kind of a, she misses Karis too. They were friends. And she's got an uncle who lives out here. And she's moving in with her uncle. She's like Karis' age. So she's like 30. She's a grown-up, right? And she's going to try and move out here to Lake of the Ozarks. And I think she moves out here on the Friday. I didn't know about any of this. And so we'll see what happens with that. But, you know, if Karis ends up having a very fun time with her and just wanting to hang out and neither of them want to move, I could be stuck here in Missouri that way. Because one of the reasons it would have been so easy to move is because we didn't have anything, you know, keeping us in place. So we'll see what happens with that. But I still think it would be smart to move to a no tax state. There we go. We would let our cats live with us. Tell us, mister, how do you buy, sell Pokemon tins when they change the packs that are inside? What? Hey, what's up, Alan? No more like forehead. They'd bite your forehead. I placed an order. Ooh. Heath Davis. White English. You got it, man. Oh, Scooby-Doo-Bee-Boo-Ba-Doobie-Doo. All right. Mr. Eyeing threesome. No. It's not like that. It's not like that. Karis wishes she had a friend pretty bad. And so, you know, where you move, you're always looking for what you've got with where you're at. And so if her friend's all of a sudden living down the road from her, I can already hear it. I can already hear her saying, I don't want to move. Yeah, all right, Mr. Heath. So we'll see what happens. But I think it will also largely depend on what kind of friendship they have. Like, is it a close friendship or not? So I think that that's probably an important factor here. Okay, so you got one cold pack with some hollows. By the way, we have a jumbo pack break. One person is in here, Mr. Zach. We need 3 more. It works just like before. You're looking at about I'd say about $165 of booster packs, and it's divided by $40. So there's 4 rounds of that. Wife's friend equals you're not moving. Yeah, a little bit. Well, especially because Karis is in life. She's getting a little older, and she wishes she had friends. So that's a big deal to us, both of us, because I like to see her happy. So let's see. Ugh. All right. Mr. Heath. This is where it all goes downhill from me, guys. Her friend steals her from me. Let me grab this. Okay, Hunter. Heath. She takes half the Pokemon card collection. She takes the cat. All right, very nice. Oof. Divorce and all that, man, that's tough stuff. It's tricky. Here's the Goddess of Victory. Ooh. Should I regrade that with another company, I wonder? Here's Lapras for $300. Here's Down to the Depths. Here's Suicune. So we got a beautiful Suicune here for $40. And here's Tangela. No rarity collection for $30. Okay, you see that? These are nice, are they not? Now, I'm going to take a picture of them. Actually, we're going to start by taking a picture of that Lapras up close. I ought to make a Cardconomist collection video by now. Because I got one crazy collection. Okay. There it goes. Friendships are different to what we have in a relationship. Yeah? How so? There we go. Let's see. Turn that down a little bit. Can we have a close look at the Lapras? This Lapras is called a Quest sticker. It's printed by Bandai Namco. It was printed in 2018. That makes it 7 years old. And it's an extremely rare Pokemon card. I have kind of an exclusive number of these Quest cards, and I've already sold a couple of them. We've also broken like 2 of them. We've done breaks on them. And these are recently graded. Look at the fresh certification on these. You really cannot easily find fresh packs of these or fresh copies of these anywhere. So you might be looking at just a handful of these. It's not that crazy of a price either. If you look at it, $300 for that. I mean, for a Pop 5 card, it's extremely rare. Now, I believe Quest was a Pokemon game, and this was like a little card that went with it. Okay, so that is the history behind it. I'm all into that kind of stuff. I like tops. I like Tora Karuta. I like poker cards. I like all the strange stuff. And that is because it's really easy to go find and collect the other Pokemon cards. You know, the big, expensive WOTC era cards. They just cost a lot. You just whip out all your money and you got one. And you could do that all day. In fact, I used to have a lot more WOTC era cards than I do now. I sold a lot of them. But it's really hard to obtain some bizarre cards. And so that's what I actually enjoy these days. I always go after the interesting things. And then I just hold them onto my favorite WOTC era cards. Mr. Mark, for 3 packs of Yu-Gi-Oh! Ghost of the Pasta. All right. Wait, did we not already service that one? No. Okay. Did we not service that one in the daytime stream? All right. There we go. Friendships are different than we have in a relationship. True, I can't kiss the homies. I can kiss my wife, though. Now, who says you can't kiss the homies? Have you tried? There are. Goes to the past. What if you just kind of get in there, give him a little kiss? He's like, oh, baby. Tossing this over here. Yummy pasta. Let's snip this. Ready? What if your homie kind of side-eyes you? Snipping that. What if your homie's like a 5'4" blonde woman with blue eyes? Hey, homie, what you doing? Ooh. Cold. And yes, the pasta. The pasta. Cold. You know what I like about these Ghost of the Pasts? They come with these gigantic display tube boxes that they ship it all in. And they're like perfect storage boxes. As long as you don't cuddle. Oh, right. Yeah, cuddling would be gay. There we go. There we go. What if your wife's friend gets stuck in the washing machine and she needs your help? I'd be like, Better figure out how to get out of there. There's Mark. All right, Mr. Mark with an M. So, I don't know, man. I don't want to screw around with my wife's friendship. That's too weird. It sounds like a dangerous thing. It doesn't sound like a good thing. You are? All right. The last thing I need is some kind of trouble in the home. You are? That's one of the reasons I succeed, actually, is because I have no trouble in home. Karis and I get along for the most part, except for an occasional, you know. Actually, you know, a lot of our fights is just because I work too much. And, or something like that, like we don't have enough fun or something. That's most of our fights right there, in a nutshell. Okay. All right. So you want to be successful, having a really good partner helps, and not causing any problems with that relationship. That's a good strategy. All right, Mark. Valerian. Ooh. Glad you can talk it out. She's not really stuck. I've seen that one. As a woman, I don't swing that way, though I sure can appreciate another good-looking woman. You just said you don't swing that way. And then you're like, I can appreciate another good-looking woman. That sounds like you absolutely swing that way, but that you just don't allow yourself to swing that way. You're like, no, that's not me. All right, next up, here's Mark J. Valerian. He says, one more pack of Yu-Gi-Oh! Ghost of the Pasta. Okay, so we have to get a new display box. You're a woman? All right, here we are. Tossing this. Let me go get another display box. I'm not gay. I just think he's really attractive. I'm just saying, like, imagine a man said the exact same thing, totally unironically. He said, look, I'm not into guys, but, you know, I can appreciate a good-looking man. What? All right, bro. I'm not gay. My boyfriend's gay. Yeah, there we go. Mister, that Rocket Zapdos still up. Rocket Zapdos. I don't even know what you're talking about. There we go. Here we are. Wow, I might as well keep this closer. You've been busting through these. You've been busting. Pop out 7 kids and then she won't be lonely. True. All right, you ready? All right. It's not gay if you don't like it after trying it a few hundred times. Oh, man, these are some good jokes. All right. So, there we go. I'm not into dudes, but I can say, hey, bro, you're looking good. Uh-huh. Whatever you say, bro. Hey, bro, I noticed you were looking attractive. And I decided I wanted to tell you that I noticed that. All right, here goes. Sneep. Are feelings involved? There we go. Ready? Let's grab this. Oh, ooh. That could be. You could get feelings involved. It's not impossible. All right, that's for you, Mr. Mark. Are old-made Pokemon cards gradable? Yes, they are. They're totally gradable. Scoobity-boopity-doo. Doobity-boopity-doo. Ba-doobity, doobity-doobity-doo. Boopity-boopity-doo. Ba-doopity-boopity-boopity-doo. Skibidi pop pop pop. Oh. Okay, we have a new gym break. The Hitmonlee Tora Karuta. We'll give that a chance to marinade. Okay. Oh, Zapdos. Oh, Whismer 10. That's pretty cool. From Hidden Legends. That's good. It's nice, actually. Okay, and what's this? This is a Fan P for $25. No one's going to buy that because it's Fan P. And here is a Tyranitar for $45. Cool. We're going to take a picture of that for our Discord server. I'm only here for the free ones. Ooh, yeah. What should we do for free ones tonight, huh, guys? What are you thinking? Take a picture of this. Skeebity peepity, badoo, scoobity popada. All right. Double tap the screen. All right. Here's an interesting giveaway we could host right away. So here is No Rarity Tangela. Tangela is not the most popular Pokemon, but the symbol is missing down there, you can see. And so what this means is this is the very first print run of base set Japanese. And so this card might be worth like 30 to 40 bucks maybe. Look at that. Would you like that as a giveaway? Do we still have the Pokepot? Technically we do. The thing is, nobody really talks about it or uses it, so I placed it on the shelf over there. But it still technically exists. You are. Maybe I should just give that away. So that'd be an interesting thing. Let's see. Ooh, what if I sold it and then converted the money from the sale into like a free slab? It's an interesting idea too. I think I've given away more than this month. All right. Okay. Tossing this. Yeah, we used to have this thing called the Pokepot. It seemed like it was exciting and fun for a little while, and then everyone stopped doing it, like, completely. Yep. My brother swears you are on here 24/7 streaming. Hell yeah. Thanks for noticing. I put in a lot of hours. We do about 5 hours a day minimum, I'd say. Don't you guys think? About 5 hours? But on a good, strong day, it might be about 6 hours. There's a lot of work that goes in between that point. There's a whole bunch of work. But I take breaks. Okay, so 120 consecutive. So what this means, to unlock this giveaway, we need 120 viewers. When we hit 120 viewers, this becomes free. It is? All right. Now, if we don't hit it here in the nighttime stream, the daytime stream is going to get a shot at it, okay? The daytime stream will have a shot at it. But we have to have 120 people in the room, and that thing goes off. We'll see how hard that is, because I have a feeling it's not that hard. Let's see. Here's a really nice Firin card. It's called Middle of the Journey OFR. You know, I feel like this is a good card to place in the waifu shuffle. We're actually going to put it in there on a discount. Instead of asking 70, we're just going to ask 60. So you're getting a deal because it's going in here. But you do have to get lucky when you pull it. So here it is. It's going to be called Middle of Journey. OFR. Any new breaks? Well, we need to pick one because the Magikarp break went off. I forgot about that. So that's called Middle of Journey. And see how these cards are randomly pulled and they cost $20 each? 20, 40, 60. That's $60. That's exactly how the Old Maid Shuffle works. Not the Old Maid, the waifu shuffle. So put it in like that, and that's exactly how it works. It works just like that. So if we flip this around, you'll see, let's see, like this, bubble egg or something, see? Let's see, can we find another? Oh, look at that. So there you go. See, that's exactly how they work. And these are just randomly pulled, just like the Poke Shuffles. But they cost more, and the slabs that go into the box can be really expensive. They can get up to like $300. Now, look how full that box is. Plenty of slabs in there. Okay. If I was really, really, really good at the waifu shuffle, what I would be doing, I'd be researching the best waifu cards, getting them in that box, but it's not as big of a passion for me as Pokemon cards are, unfortunately. Having a drink of my drink. Man, I had such good dinner tonight. We've been testing out this broad noodle, chili-based. It's like a chili oil Chinese broad noodle. And it's so freaking good, dude. It's so good. And then I make some nice beef with it. So we had like a ramen noodles with beef thing. It's not quite ramen noodle, though. Okay, Mark J. Valerian. 3 more. Goes to the pasta. You got it, man. This episode brought to you by Mark J. Valerian. What about Yu-Gi-Oh? I have a lot I need to research on, says Ricky Bobby. I don't mess with Yu-Gi-Oh as much myself. I know there are big Yu-Gi-Oh fans out there, so I make it available, just like I make One Piece available. But I really don't understand it as much as I understand Pokemon. All right. Snip of that. Good. Good. Cold. And cold. And cold. There we go. Got some cold ones. Yu-Gi-Oh has too much going for it. I've seen Yu-Gi-Oh do really well. Actually, this one particular set we're opening has done very, very well. It's called Yu-Gi-Oh! Ghosts from the Past, and it still continues to sell out. I'm going to have to restock this one. If I knew of another Yu-Gi-Oh! Set that was like that, I would just go buy it. I'll go stock it right now, but I don't know one that's like that. All right. Always got to research OP when a new set hits. Cool, man. One Piece is a big deal for us, man. Our One Piece sales have been pretty tremendous. They've been maybe like 30% of all our sales are just One Piece. So for you One Piece guys, invest with confidence, because the best might be ahead of now. The best times for One Piece is Rapidash. What do we have over here? Nazgul Terror, the Witch King. Ooh, cool. So what do we got going on? We got this break. Let's go ahead and rotate this again. Here's another break. Mario. Boop, 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 boop. That's a cool Mario. That is Retro Mario, and this was printed in 2010. So this is kind of old already. Pretty neat. By the way, do you want to know who printed this? Printed by Nintendo, okay? That's a Nintendo product printed by Nintendo. This card right here, this is called a Perfect Bandai Seal DOS card. You can see it's got Alakazam, Jinx, and Mr. Mime in it. And it's just a super cool card. Mr. CGC, the grading company, graded that P for perfect. Kind of a big deal. We just sold a perfect card. It was the Flying Pikachu. Yeah, that just sold. Here we are. You might be interested in this one as well. I just took a picture of it. So that's an Artist Square server now. Is it just me or the links in the description not clickable? No, you're right. They're not clickable. When we went into vertical mode, I guess none of the links work anymore. And it's kind of unfortunate. But what you need to do, highlight them. And then what'll pop up is the option to open them, okay? Your phone should give you an option to open them. It's drowsy. It's a little less convenient than just being able to click, so I apologize for that. Oh, that's the Bowser break. Right. Here it is, guys. The Bowser break. Gosh, I wish I could stop pulling this out of there. I pulled it out of the holder like 20 times. I need my Egyptian God card still for the executive producer. What? All right, so look what I did. I removed the tops from these. So now I can't accidentally pull them out of the sleeve because I'm really tired of doing that. I do that every time. There it goes. Yep, that is the Bowser Mario break. I'd love to see this go off because it's a really cool one. We got 3 people in there. We need 5 more people. $40 to jump into this really interesting break. It's a unique break. It's $40 for a chance, not for 1 slab, but actually 2 slabs. So let that sink in when you're getting in there, okay? Not only that, but 1 person will pull a star spot as well. So it's really 1 in 7 for 2 slabs. Really think about that. It's not bad at all, is it? Okay, so we're going to have this say Bowser on it now. Bowser. What's a break? Hey, what's up, Mr. Ratbird? A break is a 1 in 8 chances to pull this Bowser and Mario card. That's what it is. And it works by you buying a custom booster pack for me, and 8 other people have to buy one too. When they're all sold out, we open them at the same time. So you kind of have to sit around and wait for it to go off. So all the booster packs have to sell first. When they go off, we find out who actually gets the Bowser. Everyone else will get a Pokemon card, but it won't be very good. Only the person who pulls the poker card will do well. Okay, so that is a break. Kind of like a regular booster pack of cards. Somebody pulls a really crappy one that just has a few hollows in it, you know? All right, let's see. A lot of new people in here. Maybe I should say this thing real fast. We've been getting hella new people, man. Ever since we started doing vertical stream. But you buy into the break. That's correct. You buy a booster pack from the break. Breaks are very unique to this channel. We've been hosting them for a long time. If you're very, very new, you've never heard of me before, I was the original YouTube channel on YouTube doing Rip and Ship. It wasn't even called Rip and Ship back then. We're in year 7 of doing this. Some people in this channel right now, they've been here for over 5 years participating in these breaks. And yes, so this will cost $40. It's a $40 break, and your odds are 1 in 8. $40, 1 in 8. So for $40, if you get lucky, you'll pull this Bowser and the Mario card too. It's not a bad deal. But the problem is 7 people are going to miss, and they're just going to get like a Pokemon card, pretty much like a common card. One person will get a bonus pull called a star card. The star card is really, I just move you into a different break. So it's like you haven't lost your 40 bucks yet. So it's called a star spot. So there you have it. Very popular. You can't buy that at Walmart. So you can only buy that here with the host. You need a host like me. And I'm a very reliable host. I've done it for so long. So I'm a very good host. Mr. Mark, he says, 8 Ghost of the Pastas. What? This is the Mark Valerian stream. Welcome to we are. Love your collections. Been watching for a while. Just never talked. That's cool, man. Yeah, we started doing these vertical streams. And all of a sudden, we're getting all these new people in. Yesterday, I had like 21 subscribes from one stream. It was crazy. 21 subscribes. We're going to hit that 100,000 subscribes. But, you know, we get like 500,000 views every month just from our shorts. And we never stream in short form. So I think we've actually probably been missing out on massive growth because we refused to do vertical streams all that time. So now we're doing them, and our channel is probably going to explode for a little while from it. Yeah, our subscribe count is up. There we go. Yeah, the breaks are definitely a reason to keep an eye on this channel because sometimes we host something that's real cool. Think of it like something you can't just open from a booster pack, right? Something real cool. Let me give you an example of something like that. This one's called the Mega Break. It's huge. This is a $3,400 card, and it's broken down into, or like $3,200. It's broken down into 8 $400 spots. That's called the Mega Break. You can buy right into the Mega Break for $400, and that will give you a Mega Break booster pack. Or you can take a shot at a chance for a Mega Break booster for 40 bucks. So your odds are 1 in 10 over 8. See, 1 in 10 over 8, or 400 1 over 8. So you can do either or. You can do $400 or $40. And you definitely can't find this on eBay. You can't find this at Walmart. This item here is a vendor card. You can't even pull this out of a booster pack. It's not possible. It comes out of a vending machine. They don't have those anymore. So the breaks can be really, really unique that way sometimes. It could be a card you could never pull out of a booster. There's just no way to do that. But you can pull him out of my custom boosters. How neat. And so that's why it's so well loved. And yeah, sometimes people go ham. I'd say some of our recent victories with the breaks, I hosted some breaks on those Victini, Japanese Victinis from the battle tournament shows or whatever. I hosted some breaks on those, and they were admittedly pretty pricey. But two of the people who won had me also middleman them to PSA, both graded 10. How do you like that? We mailed 2 into grade with PSA. Their odds, I think, were like 1 in 30 at $40 a piece. So that was tough. We mailed them in 40 bucks. They pulled the card for 40 bucks, graded it for 40 bucks, boom, the card comes back, and it's like $1,500. I don't know how much it's worth now. It might be worth more or less. But yeah, they got like a real sort of like holy grail card in their collection now. All they have to do is not sell that one card. Just hold it, which is hard to do. Sometimes people want to sell to make money and then open more stuff. But the trick is you need to hold that one because it's a true chase card. It's going to be a holy grail card over 10 years. And so I feel really like we did a cool thing because we helped them experience sort of like the joy of opening Pokemon cards for a card that's normally a promo. And you have to be at some Japanese event to get it normally. But we put together a nice thing and we got it graded too. So, you know, that sort of highlights some of the best of this channel, what we're capable of accomplishing. We are. Now, they could have graded 9. That would have been too bad, but they got 10s. They got 10s. Okay, cold. They got 10s. Cold. Mystical Sand. We are. You can make a 1-minute explanation on these stuff and use Nightbot for command link to those videos. True, true. I did that once a long time in the past. A long time ago, I made a video on how to order, and it talked about all the parts of the channel. And part of the problem is the video became outdated, but also not too many people actually want to bother watching a video. They just want it explained. It is. Oh, very nice. But you hear me repeating myself a lot the last week or so, but that's because of all the new people coming in. How nice is that, guys? And I'm used to having to explain this stuff. I've been explaining it for so many years. We are. Mark J. Valerian. I'm like a flight stewardess. Need exits on your left and your right. Put your mask on first. Okay, Mark. Setting for more pasta. Okay. Puppet Queen. Ooh. Scooby-dooby-dooby-dooby-boo. Should be too long. Just a short format would be, yeah. Yeah, maybe I will make one. Here is a Bowser. Oh, actually, now look at these two Bowsers. Tell me, which one do you guys like better? The one on the right or the one on the left? The one on the left is insane, right? It's not just me, right? He looks insanely good, right? Look at this. Let's get this zoom in. Dang, dude, that's cool as hell, man. All right. I wish Tag did poker cards. Okay. The left is definitely a lot more detailed. Yeah. Okay, okay, okay. We've got... Click. Mr. Mark, he says for 8 more. Holy, dude. Okay, you got it. Tossing this. So I think, should I make another purchase of these? I think I should make another purchase of these real fast. Ghost of the Past. Ghost from the Past. Okay, so this has been a hot product for us for years. It came out in 2020. We're still selling it in 2025, 5 years later. Because you can pull a Ghost Rare, you know, Blue Eyes out, or a Ghost Rare Dark Magician Girl, probably. So those are some fun reasons to open it. But now this will also cause us to examine what we are. This will cause us to examine what we are charging on it. Are you ready? So divided by 10, divided by 4, divided by 4. All right, so the price on this point forward on Ghost of the Past will be $8.50. It's really not a big change. You know, we hadn't priced that in like months. I don't think we'd priced it in over 6 months. But it is slightly more expensive now, Mr. Mark. And because you just finished off another display box, so we're actually almost sold out of it now. But we have more on the way. You're welcome to keep digging on these. I'm saying this from a viewer's point of view. I never buy cards, but I have the curiosity of knowing stuff. But I'm patient enough to figure everything out in a period of 5 years. Not everyone's patient. That's true. That's true. Well, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Here we are. I think maybe you're saying if I make an instructions manual, we'll get more people. There we go. Have you graded with Tag yet since they reached out to you? Yeah, I sent them a big, almost 200 card submission. They're in the middle of working on it. It's only been 11 days since I sent it. And I'm in the middle of a second submission with them, but people have been adding cards. So I'm going to get all your cards in this big submission. And I'm this close to finishing the BGS submission. I've been working on it on the weekdays. So we're very close to the BGS submission going out right now. And that's overdue. I took too long on that one, so I apologize, but I just sort of fell behind. And then also I've got a cross grade to do for Mr. LaFlame. So I got several things to work on. There you are. And I'm real behind on a TCC grading as well. All right. There it goes. Very good. So this is 8 Ghosts from the Past. He's trying to pull what's called a Ghost Rare. But they're not super common. And if he pulls one, and if it grades 10, it could be worth like $1,000 really fast. Could be worth more than 1,000. All right. Good. Throw that away. Do 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 do. Oh, cool. Very nice. All right, we've got a cold pack. A cold pack. And one cold pack. Ta-da! I will keep digging. My boy Hawaiian. So, guys, we could talk about anything at all tonight. Any topic. What do you guys want to talk about? Anything interesting? We could talk about how Pokemon cards are still exploding in price and how they're not going to fall anytime soon. We could talk about how the newest set, Phantasmal Flames, is going to be way overpriced. We could talk about... what could we talk about? How the stock market's still doing well. We could talk about... how I need to start a new YouTube channel called Pokemon Cooking, Poverty Cooking, where I show you how to cook food for really cheap when you spent all your money on Pokemon cards. Should I buy a boat or more Pokemon? Ah, man, those are the common decisions I often have to make. Do I buy another boat or do I get more Pokemon cards? God, dude, life's full of tough choices, guys. What are your thoughts on people making videos on the Pokemon bubble and how they think it's going to burst? Yeah, it could happen. Probably will happen eventually. Pokemon cards will probably go down when the new Pokemon game comes out, if everyone decides it totally sucks and it totally bombs as a game, and then Pokemon puts out 1 or 2 lame sets. So sure, it could definitely happen. But I think part of the nervousness about it all is just because it's so hard to believe that something can be doing so well for so long. People get nervous and they think, oh no, am I buying into a bubble? That doesn't mean it's a bubble though, right? Like NVIDIA. Remember NVIDIA just went up really sharply and everyone's like, it's a bubble, it's a bubble, it's a bubble. Well, where's NVIDIA now? Let's see where it's at. Actually, today I think it's down slightly. I think I've heard that in the news. Okay, give me a minute. NVIDIA. And so take a look at NVIDIA. It shot up real bad, and everyone said, it's a bubble, it's a bubble, it's a bubble. They sold out, and now look at it, higher than ever. Crazy, right? And so just saying it's in a bubble, it's going to go down, doesn't make that true. It's a speculation, but only the future will tell you what happens. Sure. Very good. So Useless Bob says, even if the Pokemon bubble bursts, it won't last. Yeah, it might not last. Too many people enjoy what's going on here. It might not last. I think it's been proven that people enjoy basically RNG products. That has been proven. And Pokemon is one of the best RNG products ever. And that's not going away anytime super soon. Here's Click. Mr. Mark, he says, 4 more packs of Ghosts of the Past. This episode brought to you by Mark. Okay, Mark, I have to stand up and get another box. I'll be back. This isn't your granddad's stock market. Yeah, that's right. Well, you know, assets tend to have this really interesting thing where the market never seems to do what anyone expects. So if everyone expects that the market's going to drop, then sometimes it ironically doesn't and tricks everybody. All right, there we go. Or sometimes when everyone's expecting something to perform very, very, very well, it collapses, fooling everybody. That happens all the time. All right, there we go. I picked up a legendary Metapod. Picking up a Metapod, huh? You know, the problem with picking up a Metapod is now you have to try and sell a Metapod. So that's why I don't buy Metapods very often. If he was for $5, I'd buy him probably. Here we are. That one's a tough one, man. I don't know if I would have done that. Kakuna and Metapod, 2 Pokemon I don't like to touch. Virtually ever. They are the last Pokemon to sell. Rattata sells before those. People go, I want the rat. Those are some hard freaking Pokemon. Metapod, use Harden. It can only get so hard. Those are some hard Pokemon to move. I bet you the guy, when you bought it, the guy was like relieved. He said, oh, thank heavens. I bet you that card sat there for a while. We are. Legendary Collection? I just love the fireworks. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, everyone loves the fireworks. Everyone's like, where's that Legendary Collection at? Give me the Legendary Collection. We are. It's beautiful. It's also one of the most overpriced sets, sadly. So you can't enjoy it without losing all your money. All right, what we got? Cold. Cold. Did you order 4 of these? Yeah, cold. And cold. No ghost rare there, Mr. Mark. Mark, this is very standard, by the way. This is exactly how opening Ghost of the Past feels. Nothing unusual going on here, guys. Normal pull rates. When does the Spider-Man set come out? Well, I pre-ordered it, so it should be here soon, right? Let me see. Let me just see real fast. I better have pre-ordered it. Better not be imagining that I pre-ordered it. Spider. Okay. And when does it release? Spider-Man, MTG, Collector, Booster Box, release date. September 26th. It doesn't release for another 9 days. So I'm not supposed to get it yet. Yeah, I'm not supposed to get it yet. Okay, cool. Everything is cold unless you pull a ghost rare. Yeah, it's something else to open these Ghost of the Past packs. They're still very popular. I mean, you're not the only one to buy them. Everyone kind of wants these. All right. Oh, we're getting so close to 99,000 subscribers, guys. We're getting so close. We are almost there, man. Dang, same day as Mega Evolution. I have a pre-release box on the way tomorrow. Does that mean I get a special promo stamp? There we go. Tossing this up here. Is it giveaway? Hey, what's up, man? We do have a giveaway. Here it is. So this is Tangela, and it's a free card. But it doesn't activate until we have 120 people in the room. So when there's 120 people in the room, this giveaway will instantly begin and go off. Okay, so those are the conditions of the current giveaway. Need 120 people. All right, so here's Team Rocket Grunt. 2 prismatic snipes. Thanks, man. So, 2 prismatic snipes. Where are my prismatics? Oh, that's Scarlet 151. Ah, prismatic. Very nice. I'm surprised Yu-Gi-Oh! Isn't as desirable as Pokemon. Yeah, nothing beats Pokemon, man. Pokemon's at the top. You can't beat it. It's too good. There it goes. All right. Glass trumpet. And roaring moon. All right. That was typical prismatic for you. There we are. Okay. Good. I'm not surprised at all. Very nice. We'll grab this box over here. All right. Here's Iron Thorns. Ammonite 10. This really cool Carddass card that actually needs to go into our expensive cards channel. Maybe I should make it like a non-Pokemon channel, actually, for people who like to shop this cool stuff. Okay. That's done. Yu-Gi-Oh! Became so lackluster after the original characters were no longer in the series. Do you feel like Pokemon's going to have that problem? You know, Pokemon just did that. Pokemon just removed Ash, and that's kind of a gamble. And I'm a little worried that now it's not going to be as exciting. Okay, we got the Saucy Bunny Girls. Ah, heck, let's just go put this in the Waifu Shuffle. That's where they belong. Saucy Waifu Girls. Okay. 1, 2, that's $40. This one's going to be called Bunny X777RRR. Bunny X777RRR. It's a 9.5. All right. Yu-Gi-Oh! Became so lackluster. Come on, Yu-Gi-Oh! What's this card here? This card has a notch in it, and I don't like it. I don't like seeing that notch. Okay, so this card has a notch. We're going to get, it's just a blank card. I'm going to get rid of that. Put a nice fresh card in there with no notch on it. I don't like seeing that notch. There we go. I like the cards to all look identical, so I can't see how the pile is moving. Because I don't want to know what you're pulling, and I don't want to know anything about that box. There we go. Good. Let's get that music playing again. What were we listening to? This was Sonic's. Okay. We have an order mark. 4 more. Ghosts of the Past. Ooh. Man, you're kind of determined on these Ghosts of the Past, huh? The only time I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Was when they had Yusei, Jaden, and Yugi movie crossover. That was when I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Too. Me too, man. We are. I always felt like Digimon... What is this, a little fly in the room? God, I hate flies, dude. I always felt like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Digimon were kind of like Pokemon ripoffs. There it is. I was like, hey, that's Pokemon's idea. You can't do that. There we go. Ooh. Maybe his character ran its course, or the same thing will happen. Not sure. Yeah, they need to build up the new characters really well. All right. I haven't seen any of the new series for Pokemon. I hope it does well. I mean, I genuinely mean that. I've got a lot of Pokemon cards. And so we want to see generation after generation of people enjoying that show. We are. It's important for the value of the franchise. And as a card shop, that's important for your card sales. Here's... Oh, a cold one. And... Oh, a cold one. I haven't been paying attention much lately. Is there any money on my commission card? I think the last thing you had me do was pay out your commission card. I don't think there's anything new on it since then. We are. All right. So that's Mr. Mark. The new series is really good. I like the new protagonist. Oh, nice. So you actually watch it. Tell us a little bit about the plot. Tell us a little bit about the characters. Tell us why you think it's good. It is. How do you watch it? Is it on Netflix? right. So we need like a picture of all this. Okay. So these are getting their picture taken, just in case you wanted to buy one. I'll show you guys. All right, now let's get the picture taken. I want to know too. Hey, it's PDX getting a Pokeball back. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. If you guys are new and you want to start building some reputation over here, you could get a $2 membership. It gives you the Pokeball next to your name. It gives you access to emojis. Most important of all is it kind of tells everyone how long you've been around. And that's a nice thing on a channel that's not going anywhere. So it's nice to kind of show off how long you've been here. Gives you some street cred. All right. I'm going to have a drink, some nerdy street cred. I didn't realize they made a new series. I've been here too long. Yeah, you've been here longer than that. Longer than the what is that? That's the dark Pokeball. Okay. Where's my street cred? All right, you get some street cred, Mr. Troy. So, I think we were talking about pricing up some slabs, weren't we? Is that what we were talking about? Let's start over here. Okay. Put this box up now. Now, what do we got? $36 knockdown. This Boobies girl. We've got Charmander 9. He's a poker card. That's cool. Here's a pristine 10 Hello Kitty card for just $45. Ah, this expensive Anthony Kalura Jake the Dog card. That's cool. $43 Hop Snorlax. I like that. No Rarity Vulpix. That's cool. Aerodactyl Pristine 10. That's nice. Oh, look at that Luigi. Here is a Ivysaur. I think 80 might be too expensive on that one. And Professor Oak 9, it's a rainbow print wave like 3 or something. Crazy. Now this Luigi, $80 is kind of, you know, it's an inspirational price. I wouldn't mind if it sold for 80, but I believe because it's Luigi, you shouldn't ask so much. We're going to ask for 40. Here it is. Okay, Luigi 40. Cool. It's a beautiful card, isn't it? Hey, what's up, Mr. Smokey? How many slots have been filled in the Bandai Gengar break? I wonder if we could add this to that other poker break and just add like another number to it or something. Okay, so the Bandai Gengar break. Let me show you. Here it is. The Mega Sublist has 4 spots left on it. So this is what you need to finish for $40. And when that goes off, it hands out a Mega Spot in the Gengar break. So 4 spots at $40 a piece over there. Luigi's my boy. All right. Isn't that guy Luigi Mangione? Isn't he on trial right now? Okay. So now we've got Mr. Mark. He says, I'll try 4 more Ghosts of the Pasta. You got it, man. Good luck. This. Why is it called Carddass? That's the name that they gave it, I suppose. I honestly don't know. I could not tell you. What about the Cloud Break? Cloud Break just made a little progress. He's at 6 out of 20 now. 14 spots remain. Still a while to go on the Cloud. But that is 14 spots remaining on Cloud. He's a cool one. I will be excited when that Cloud finishes because he went up there a little while ago. So he's been waiting for a while to go off. And he's a very special card. You know, he's a... oh, the Luigi is sold. Don't try to buy it. There it is. Did 2 people just try to buy Luigi? Almost looked like 2 people tried to buy it. So Opus 1 Cloud. Yeah, this Opus 1 Cloud's a big deal. Wow, he might be underpriced. There is no Gem 2 or Wave 2 for sale. Just the really overpriced Gem 1s. All right, let me back out of this. So he's correctly priced, by the way. That's a good price on him, if you did not know that. I was surprised that trial was still ongoing. I think they dropped the terrorist charges Yeah, I heard about that. There we are. Gosh, that trial going on at the same time as this other thing. Crazy. Ta-da! All right. Good. I asked Karis today, we went to Walmart to get some beef, to get some steak. And I asked her, I said, what do you think about the world? Do you think that the shootings in America are going to go down, go up, or stay the same? And we both agreed that they're either going to go up or stay the same. We do not feel confident that they're going to get reduced over time. And we were like talking about why is that happening? Why do you see this so much? And we also came up with another agreement, and that is we both think it's because of social media. It's a side effect of social media. If you do something real nasty, everyone knows your name, they know who you are, and you immediately go viral. And that's the big difference, you know, because you didn't have this so much in the past. Well, no one knew that you did it in the past. You weren't inspired. You weren't, you know, grabbing attention for your sad life or whatever it is that's going on. We are. All right. Some other theories could be people are severely antisocial now. Maybe they're cooked. Maybe their brain's cooked by something. I don't know. Put your brain in a microwave. That's hard to say. But I do believe social media is the key player. The key player is social media. That's what's causing it all. And if social media is not going to go away, then the shootings are going to continue. They are. Like serial killers and stuff like that always did exist. But you have to admit the amount of shootings occurring now, it's so severe. Something has changed over time. So what changed? Here we go, Mark. Everyone's trying to figure this out. I think it's as simple as you know you're going to be on TV if you do it. That's it. You're going to get on TV. Social media, mainstream media fear-mongering. Let's see. Social media is more negative than positive. Shoot me down, but I wish it wasn't a thing anymore. Here we are. Put this up here. So that's for Mr. Mark. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it, man. All right, let's grab this Snorlax. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that right? Regardless of their names, cowards are not due remembrances. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh. Let's go ahead and put in 075 Snorlax 10. This is a great Snorlax card. Social media more popular than mainstream media. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And definitely there's less decorum in social media for sure. It's a bit grungier, you know. Not that I like mainstream media. I think it's absolutely crazy, but you know, it's the alternative. It can be bad too. Okay. Ooh. It's an interesting time period, guys. All right. Here's Pat Gibbs for the Luigi slab. Okay, it goes to you, Mr. Pat. Mr. Pat. Thanks, man. There it goes. John Wilkes Booth. Found Mr.'s channel very informative. He engages with questions about opinions. I like that. We all like that. We like talking. We'll talk about just about anything. Relationships, philosophy, religion, science, health, food, how to enjoy yourself. Here we are. Who's hotter? All right, let's see. That's because if you do this every day for a very, very, very long time, if you open Pokemon cards every single day, you realize if you want to have a Pokemon group, a community, it's not actually all about the Pokemon cards. It's just about what's going on in your life. It's like, it's more of a social group because it has to be that way. Because you can't actually just focus on Pokemon cards for 6 hours a day. It's not possible to only focus on cards. And you realize the reason Pokemon cards have value is because you're showing them off to your friends or you're having special moments with your friends. So that's my theory. It's a very social thing. It's a social experience. And so it's fun to, you know, be in a group and have a conversation about stuff. Copyraja 9.5. Ugh. We are. This is a Cardconomist graded card. And we're going to offer to just get rid of this for $5. Here it is. Is the Magic Spider-Man set out soon? I feel like, I swear I've seen other channels with the Spider-Man set before. I don't have it yet. It's not supposed to ship for me until like the 26th or something. Isn't that right? Am I wrong about that? Doesn't it release on the 26th? Let me check. I might have ordered from multiple sources. Let me check a second source. Okay. The cards are a common interest. I would say the cards are the main interest, you know. But while you're playing with your cards, you get to talk to people and sort of experience being part of a group, which is it's kind of an important thing in life. We are. So, okay. So no, I only have it coming from one direction. Let me just send him a message. Okay. It's been fun. I'm going to hit the hay. I appreciate all your responses. Really want to buy into your Mega Gengar breaks. We'll be back soon. Sure. It's very easy to do that. You would just send like $40 over CASHAPP or VENMO or something. And then we put your name in there and you're ready to go. But we're waiting for it to end, you know. So you got to sell a lot of those Gengar spots. So it takes a little while. The Caparaja is sold. All right. Let's grab this. Oops. If you're new to the channel, I can talk about a couple more products too, by the way, guys. You are? So obviously there's booster packs, and you can just get booster packs, but we got specialty products that are usually pretty interesting too. And let me show some of them to you. So here's one called the Raw Shuffle, and it just contains ungraded Pokemon cards, or a mix of anything, really. Might not strictly be Pokemon cards. But yeah, it contains raw, ungraded cards. And I just have tons of cards, and I fill these up from time to time. Let's see. We got the Poke Shuffle. This is a $5 chance for a slab, but you might not pull a slab. So if we grab a chunk like this, flip it around, and then let's see what we run into. Ooh, that's a cold streak right there. Oh, wow, that's a bad cold streak in the middle of the box. Oh, wow, that's a horrendous cold streak. Is that real? Oh, there's the 5 Live Customs. Wow, so there's definitely a cold streak piled up in the center there, so you would be unlucky to grab that. But there it is. There's the 5 Live Custom Chase. That's very interesting. That explains part of it. Wow, that was so bad looking. There we go. Look at that, Geodude 8. Here's Nidoran Square Cut. So, you know, but even though that will look pretty bad right here, the thing is it always gets shuffled, so you might pull from a totally different spot in the box, and that's kind of how that Poke Shuffle works. Jesus. Yeah, that was some kind of cold chunk there, and I'm not surprised that that exists, because you can also run into hot chunks, too, where the cards get, that's the whole idea, it gets shuffled, right? So you can get a cold streak get shuffled together. You can get a hot streak shuffled together too. So either of those things can occur. So you don't want to get pulled from that part, but each time it's a different part of the box. And then this is the Live Customs. It costs $20 and it's a unique product that always gets opened from the front. And so the reason that that's significant is because you can almost detect when it's getting hot, you know, because it's always being pulled from the front. So you can tell, hey, this should pay out soon. So sometimes there's like a run on the Live Customs. The Live Customs are a $20 booster pack, and because they cost more than the Poke Shuffle, they really can hand out much better pulls. Like, let's see if I can show you one. Really not supposed to reveal too much about what's in here. It's supposed to be secret. Let's see what cool thing I can show off. Okay, like this, for example. That's cool. All right. Looks like I should add some more slabs to the Live Customs. It's kind of a skinny box right now. Okay. So, Mr. Mark, did we already take care of that? 4 more Ghosts of the Past? No, we took care of the slab, didn't we? Here we go, Mr. Mark. Wow, this episode brought to you by Mark. May Jesus bless you. Ramen. Here we go. Very good. right. People are now desensitized to the terrible events they see on their phones when they weren't actually supposed to witness in their lifetime. I don't know if you can make an argument like they were never supposed to witness death, you know? Because if you think about it, early humans who lived in the wild before civilization, they probably witnessed it all the time. So as an animal, you know, you kind of grew up with that around you. It was natural selection. You were the ones that survived in those time periods. But yeah, generally humans didn't like that. But I mean, read about the history of man and all the big medieval wars, you know, all the pikemen standing in a line with their shields and the horse cavalry and the oceans of blood. And so humans have seen a lot of bad stuff. It's just that we're in 2025. We're supposed to be way smarter now, right? Like, hey, we're too smart for this. We're beyond that. And yet it's happening right now in Ukraine and Russia. The new drone wars, not to be confused with Star Wars, the Clone Wars. It's the drone wars. And so they're having fun over there. You know, it's always funny. It's always the men that go die in the front lines, you know. And then, yeah, so the men do the dying, and then it's a sad thing. All right, let's go ahead and open this. Let's see. All right. Ooh. I think it's not so much death that we're not supposed to see. It's the nature of the way we die that we should or should not see. Well, you know, with the internet now, you can record it. That's why I said about the death of Charlie Kirk is the problem for the other team is that, you know, now this really horrifying moment can be played over and over and over and over and over again. And no one can forget it very, very much soon. So any future, you know, assassinations are going to be more impactful. And so, you know, each team has to think about how that's playing out for them. It's really not worth it. I think he was kind of, that guy was kind of like a homeschooler, and he was obviously very religious. And so no matter how you felt about him one way or the other, I think he was absolutely the wrong guy to shoot. The side effect of it's going to be like on a chessboard. It's going to be useful to the team that lost him. Here it is. Ooh, look at that. Mark, Mr. Mark. Okay. Like his death, and you mentioned the wars. Yeah, it's all pretty horrible stuff. Here it is. Ooh. You've got a lot of hollows now. Oops. All right. Yeah, some crazy times, man. Some crazy times. He's sure looking guilty, the guy who shot at him. It's looking pretty bad. And it sounds like the FBI is going to have more to report soon. Because I think they're investigating like a whole Discord group or something like that. Here's Elekid. Ooh. Here's a double-sided Kuromi card in case you like Hello Kitty. Meow. That's a pristine 10 Kuromi. And look what she's doing. She's shopping and she's making her man carry all of her goods. That's the way it's meant to be, guys. That's how it's supposed to be. Okay, and Bandai Carddass. Very nice. Those are some nice, you know, those pristine 10s are a premium grade. It's not like PSA 10. Pristine 10s are so hard to obtain. You know, the 9.5 is like a gem mint 10, but this is like a pristine. It's very nice. Okay, and so when you can get those at like a normal price, like a PSA 10 price, you're getting a deal. I did too. I guess it didn't go through. What didn't? This? You got this. Look. Here it is. Mark, you got it. Went to you, Mark. If Harris was president, how do you think she would have handled this entire assassination? Probably very similar. She probably would have denounced it, condemned it. It's pretty easy to condemn it. The harder thing is to get people to stop celebrating it. How do you get your own team to say, hey, this isn't good? Yeah, it's very easy for a leader to stand up and say, oh, yeah, that's bad. How do you actually change the culture of your party? How do you reform your party to be like, we're not about this? Okay, Mr. Julio Oliveira, I'll take the $5 Cardconomist slab, and can I see the Ivysaur's back? The Ivysaur. The $30 Ivysaur? I thought I put him up into the, did I not put him in the Pokey Shuffle? I thought I did. Did I just take him off the table? All right, let's see. There we go. Donald said he's doing well. By the way, the ballroom. Wait, mister, I didn't order the Kaparaja. Oh, I wrote the wrong name on it. I wrote the wrong name on it. Now it all makes sense. All right, here you go, Ivan. Ivan, you know what happened. I saw the order, but I was actually on Mark's order. So my brain confused the two. Here you go. Very nice. Wait a second. There it goes. It's all yours, Ivan. Sorry about that. Wrote the wrong name down for a moment. All right. So, Mr. Julio, you get $5. The slab is in the middle. Oh, got moved to the middle. Nice. Good. Okay. Very good. So there's the back of the card. Okay. Okay. If you're wanting anything to stay private these days, you better handwrite and deliver it personally because everything on your phone is monitored. Yeah, actually, that was from the text of the killer. I was really surprised that he was considered like a smart kid, but he didn't know that you can't text or do anything on your phone that isn't saved in some backed up database in some corporation. Like what? You think you can just say stuff on your phone and they're not going to get you later? Like, dude, you are kind of oblivious. I wrote you down for 30. It's supposed to be 5. This is 30. But yeah, like, remember the Australian mushroom woman? Did you guys hear that story? That was a messed up story. Some woman was getting divorced in Australia, and so she went mushroom hunting. I went mushroom hunting this year. Did you guys see that? Kirsten and I went mushroom hunting this year. Well, she went mushroom hunting for the most dangerous mushrooms. And then she dried them up, chopped them up, and put them in her in-laws' food. She was trying to kill her husband with poison, but he didn't show up that day. So his family died. His mom, his dad, and I think a sibling of his died because they ate her poisonous mushrooms. Here it is. Look at this. Check this out, guys. Kirsten and I this year, we went mushroom hunting. There it is. Looks like that. We ate those. The brown ones are called dark trumpets, and the yellow ones are called chanterelles. But we, yeah, here we go. Check this out. This too. Huh? Oops, sorry. Trying to keep these messages off the screen. Yeah, check that out. Pretty neat. Here I am cooking with the chanterelles. No, that's the dark trumpets. Ramen with dark trumpets. Yeah. And then look at that. Just cooked them all at once. Pretty cool. But so, oh, look at this. Chanterelles with king crab leg. How about that? And we picked those by hand in the national park, which we live next to. We live across the water from it. The Hahatonka State Park. Look at this. That's me eating cup noodle the other day. When you can afford pretty much any meal, but you still prefer $1 of ramen. Oh, the comforts, the joy of $1 ramen. Probably give you a stomach cancer. Yeah, so she poisoned her family with evil mushrooms. And then she thought she could get away with it, but the police look up her phone and her computer, and they just forensically investigate her stuff. You can study, even if you delete it, it's not deleted. So they can get into your phone and they can get into the database that the phone and the computer interacted with and see everything you ever did. And so I thought this kid was going to be like an engineer or something like that. And he didn't know that. Like, come on, dude. You don't know that? He's got to be like kind of a dummy, Here's Mark. 2 more packs of Ghost of the Pasta. You got it, man. So anyways, I found that very interesting. Last week, I asked for that Ivy slab. You said it was sold. When did it come back to the table? I might have had more than one. But if it's the exact same one, maybe it got lost because I actually just put a couple slabs up on the table. It might have gotten lost, and then I might have found it. One of the victims survived. Oh, that's right. And one of the victims received like a liver transplant and still died, right? One of the victims survived, and that was her downfall and her damning messages to her Discord groups. Well, no, but not just that. They used her computer to find out she was researching which mushrooms were deadly. So that was part of it. There you go. Very nice. Did you get my Zelle order, says Mr. Bob. Let's check. Let's see. I got a Robert Hernandez order. That's probably what you mean. We love Zelle. Zelle's very nice. I'm going to start doing rewards for Zelle users pretty soon because I like Zelle. All the other platforms charge me a fee to use them. Zelle is the only platform that charges no fee. You know why? Because it's a direct bank-to-bank transfer, which the banks prefer, because when you transfer money between the bank and PayPal, I didn't know this, PayPal charges you a fee, but it also charges the bank a fee. Did you know that? So the bank has to pay PayPal to receive money from PayPal. All right, and a cold one. So what did the banks do to get around this? They're starting to push their own app, and it's Zelle. And a lot of banks in America have it, and it works perfectly fine. And as a merchant, I love it. We are all right. As a shop, I love it. Ghost Rare incoming. Yeah, it's like literally in the next pack. But you never know with these, actually. They're very harsh. If you did not know that, Mark, these Ghost of the Past packs, I can't speak. These are extremely hard and rare to pull the chase cards out of. There's a lot of fees to use PayPal. Here's Meowth. Here's Diglett. This Diglett looks kind of like the Spider-Man meme. You know what I'm talking about? The Spider-Man meme where all three of the Spider-Mans are pointing at each other. That's what this looks like. Oh, this has been moving a little bit recently. Master Ball Gengar break. Cool. Up to 4 out of 19 now. Master Ball Gengar. We like him. I think he's going to go up in price. If you sell expensive slabs, then I will use Zelle so that you don't pay a fee and I don't have to pay extra. Ooh, that sounds good. Oh, I see what you're saying. You want to cut on the price if you use Zelle. Well, we might be able to do like a 2% off on a big slab on Zelle. How does that sound? How does that sound? Maybe 2% off? I wonder if this year is your best year in the business. No, my best year would have been 2021, I think. Yeah, 2021 was pretty nutso. That was when Evolving Skies came out. I mean, can you blame it? Evolving Skies, Lost Origins, VMAX, Climax. Back then, you could sell a Japanese booster pack for like $6, but the case only cost you like $300. It just didn't make any sense. So there were these profit margins on the Japanese packs that were like mind-blowing. And then I'd sell out of them. I couldn't get enough of them. So, but everyone else caught on to this eventually, and this drove the profit margin down to just about comparable to the regular English packs now. Okay, and in fact, now that you have to pay an import fee, it might actually be better to just focus on English. Here's Toasty Space Ghost with the Ivysaur tag. Okay, hold on. So he ordered that 5 minutes ago. Let me just check, make sure it's not two people trying to buy this real fast. Okay. I believe it's going to you. Yes. All right. This is for you, Toasty Space Ghost. Wow, interesting. Oh, yeah. There was some serious money being made in that time period. But there was a lot going on. There were so fewer people doing ribbon ships. But then Pokemon was releasing also their very best sets that they would ever release. I mean, Evolving Skies, just think about it. I started making money hand over fist when I started selling Eevee Heroes and Blue Sky Stream, which were the Japanese versions. And I would order those like 6 or 7 cases at a time, and it just wasn't enough because you'd sell through them all. It was really nutso. And then the English version came out, and it was just absolutely nuts. There it is. Nothing from Scarlet Violet was as good as Evolving Skies from Sword and Shield. Nothing. Not even one set was that good. And so, yeah, that was a very special time period. But again, also, very little competition back then. There wasn't too many people doing it, pushing the price down and pushing the margins down. But also, when other people sell product as a rip and ship or as a card shop, they don't just push the price down on the sales side. They push the price up on the supply side, meaning, you know, the distributors or wherever this product's coming from, they get so much more demand now that they get to raise their price. So when I would go and buy EV Heroes and I was the only one buying it, I got it really cheap. But now everyone wants to buy it from a distributor in Japan, so now they get to charge me as much as they want. They're like, I don't need to sell to you. I'll sell to the next guy. So it's much harder now, and your margins are much slimmer. But that's okay. It doesn't really bother me at all. I'm pretty happy just to be able to hang out with you guys and do this job. And I do okay, ultimately. You know why I do okay, though? It's because of just the sheer volume. The sheer volume of work we get done is all that really matters. Here we are. And I'm benefiting from making some smart early moves. So I'm sitting on a lot of good product that you can't buy at the price I bought it at back then. So I'm just in a decent position. All right. I thought you was getting it, Jay. That's why I didn't. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Prismatic's at a great price right now, guys. Highly recommend Prismatic. Okay, tossing this. Mr. Jalen, set this here. All right, yeah, my best year was definitely 2021. Nothing ever came close to that. All right. My sales were probably the worst in 2023, I want to argue. I think 2023 were my worst sales ever. And it was kind of depressing. I was like, oh, that's sad. But it also wasn't really surprising because I knew exactly what was going on. Nobody really liked Scarlet Violet sets. They just didn't sell. So we were selling everything else. We were selling like Weiss this, Weiss that, Sports, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Digimon. We were just selling all this other stuff. Ooh, Master Ball Vaporeon. Nice, dude. Check that out, everybody. Beautiful card. All right. That's good. Probably make your money back on that round if that card can grade 10, man. We were selling everything else. Everything else, like Disney 100-year anniversary stuff. And that was keeping us afloat. But my God, we did not sell any Pokemon that year. Nobody wanted base set Scarlet. Nobody wanted the set that came after, or the set after that, or the set after that, or the set after that. We barely sold it. Barely. And, you know, actually, I still have in my closet right behind me, I can see it from here, a sealed case of Japanese Scarlet and an open case of Japanese Scarlet, all the way from launch. How long ago was that? Like 3 years ago now? Almost? So I've got that in my closet right now. Never sold. Nobody ever wanted it. And it just didn't do well. So they were releasing these super unpopular sets, and it was just killing my sales. It just hurt me really bad. But it didn't really matter, again, because ultimately I was already in a great position with like lots of older boxes to sell, and we kind of swapped over to other hobbies, and you know, it wasn't big. It wasn't a big deal actually, ultimately. And then sales picked up in 2024, and now we're in 2025, and sales have been nice and strong. Nice and strong. Not as good as 2021, but nice and strong. All right, Mr. Jalen, tonight is my night. Jalen, I don't think you did too bad. I think you did well on this round. Not the same as a cold round. You got a nice warm round. Jared Line, Jared Line, Jared Line. Did you need a new bag, Mr. Jalen? How much would you part with it for? He would have made so much. Good for you, mister. I know someone who started doing rip and ship about 5 years ago, had a shop, and got so many evolving and all those hype sets. He was always saying he had he only held on to those. I did hold on to mine. Yeah, I held on to mine like crazy. And that's because I had a very strong feeling that the cards were going to do well in the long run. Let's see, Jalen. I think he needs a new bag. Here we are. This is why I laugh at the Pokemon Bubble Talk. The amount of packs being ripped daily is insane. Pokemon can never print enough for demand. Something like that. Here we are. Yeah, Pokemon's in a good place, man. It's definitely in a good place. I wouldn't even be selling this because I think this is super cool, but I wouldn't be selling it except that I've got replacement product for it. So I'm allowed to sell some to you guys, And I get to keep some for myself. It's very nice. Okay. Good. I have a small bag, only prismatic product. Oh, okay, let's go looking for it again then. So it looks like it would only be in these 2 boxes. I must have missed it. Oh, I found it. It's right here, in fact. It was the first bag in the box. So weird that I missed that. Wait, does that say 225 on it? Oh, wow, you got an older bag. I tell you what, I'll reset it for you. Why not? I want some Godzilla cards. What? Godzilla! Rawr, that's Tyranitar. We'll go get Tyranitar cards. There we go. All right. Yeah, I wish I could kind of show you guys around. You guys want to look around? Could show you guys around a little bit. Probably, I don't know. What should I do that? Show you guys some product to blow your mind, make your head spin. You'd be like, what the fuck? All right, so let's see. Robert Hernandez, he says, 1 Stellar Crown, 1 Surging Sparks. 1 Stellar Crown, 1 Surging Sparks. Let's see. So from 2021, it took about 2 years for the market to cool down. Do you see the same thing happening in a couple of years, or will the bull run last longer? I don't see a reason why it's going to slow down. If the new Pokemon generation sucks, like the one after this middle part, if it sucks, there could definitely be a slowdown. But I tell you what, if it slows down this time, there's going to be a lot of hungry buyers waiting to gobble up anything good this time, because they're so much more confident than before. Okay, Surging Sparks as well. Let's get you some Surging Sparks. You see, last time there was this really shaky feeling, like people had overhyped Pokemon. It was oh man, we can't be buying this, guys. It's way overpriced. How can Pokemon be this expensive? You know, it was reaching prices no one believed in. People were looking at population counts going, look at the population on this. There's so many of them. How can this possibly be good? So everyone was dumping their modern. There was a lot of fear. And that can happen all over again. Ultimately, these are just kids' cards. That's all they are. But however, this time, when it slows down, going to be a lot of hungry buyers going, I'll take it. Here's feel. I think basically at the root, what we've realized is the concept of the product is good. People love to collect cards, and Pokemon's the most popular one to collect. Period. There you go. So unless you believe people are going to stop collecting cards, like they're going to hate it from now on, I would not bet against it. Could it be overpriced right now? Sure. But it's always going to be good. And the price of it just reflects how crazy people are feeling and how much money everyone's making. And I've said this many times. I said, we're heading into a time period where the millennials are getting into their best money-making years. The millennials, they would be the ones who were most nostalgic about Pokemon. Guys like me, I'm 36. I opened Pokemon cards like crazy as a kid. And now I'm collecting Pokemon cards as an adult. So you're in that time period. That was exactly the reason why I went so deep on Pokemon. And I'm not changing course. I'm not like selling out all my cards and buying stocks. I'm just going to keep going. And hope I'm not wrong. Hope I'm not wrong, you know? But, you know, when guys like PokeRev can make $500,000 in ad revenue from showing off Pokemon cards, they're just not going away, guys. When I have, look, when I can take these out and make a video anytime I want with my cards, and that video is going to go earn me money, that's dividends, baby. That's like museum ticket dividends. That's it's hard to, I don't know, what would you describe it as? You can have some nice cards and just be able to make money showing them off. That's crazy, right? So the game has changed. It's a different time we live in. Pokemon didn't always do that. Now they do. Look at that. Those are 10s. All 3 of those are 10s. What is this? $100,000 in my hands? $100,000. Almost 100. It's close, right? I think those go for 33 now or something like that, don't they? What do these go for? I think we looked this up the other day. Hold on. The game has changed. Pokemon cards make money just for existing. You don't have to do anything else but show off your cards, and you'll build a following. And that is a big deal. It's not a small thing. Let's see, we're going to go to sold. And we're going to sort by highest. Look at that. August and July. 34,000 and 31,000. Those are confirmed sold prices. So I'm sure whatever's on the market's higher than that, maybe like 40 or something, who knows. But I think I can easily call this 100. I'm holding $100,000 in my hands. Wow. What? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy as hell, right? It makes a boat look cheap. Just some Pokemon cards. I got it for 12,000, 13,000, and 16,000. What? What does that average out to, by the way? 16 and 13, that's like 29. Even out to about 14,000 maybe a piece. 13 and 14,000 a piece. It's crazy. Crazy. My Mister's collection is severely unrecognized by the community. Yeah, I don't make a lot of videos showing it off at all. I did make one video, and I said if it got 2,000 views or something like that, that I would make a follow-up video, but it never got the views. It is. And then I was like, I don't even want to work on this. I just want to work on my live streams. It is. So I honestly, I don't work very hard on showing this off. Maybe if I had a guy who wanted to work with me on showing them off sometime. Actually, a long time ago, Karis would help me with that a little bit on Instagram. And she was doing a good job, but she's too busy. She's got a nice paying job. She don't want to work on Pokemon. You guys won't believe how little I paid for these back in the day. Bought in 2019 for $250. If somebody offered me $4,000 for this card today, I'd laugh. I'd be like, not even close. Never sell that card. Look at that, $250. On 12/24, there was a recorded price of $4,000. What is it today? I know there's just one for sale on eBay, and it's a cheap and affordable $25,000, I think. I don't think it's worth $25,000. Returns Dragonite. $25,000 is too much. Here it is. But there it is. There's one for sale. It's $25,000. I know there's a guy buying them up because I've talked to him before. He keeps trying to get me to sell my cards off to him. He wants my Dragonites, and I keep telling him I don't want to sell. And then later he reaches out again. He says, "Are you ready to sell?" I say, "Mm-mm." You know what I mean? We are. So, you know, there's multiple people trying to get all of these together into one collection to say, look, I've got all the best ones, you know. Yeah, there's no, God, dude, it's crazy, dude. I can do it, mister. I do it every day. Nice, man. Think about eBay's 15% commission. Is it 15? I thought it was 13. Average 13.6K. Will you just hold on to those higher end slabs? Yeah, absolutely. So I have no interest in selling these. These will just be held like stocks are held. And the person who sells their Pokemon cards off first loses, and the Pokemon who holds on to them the longest wins. That's how it's going to work. And people won't really understand what that means, but they'll figure it out as the years go by. As the years go by. It'll take a long time. Maybe it won't take a long time. Who knows? Whoever holds on to their cards the longest wins. Because we'll all be tempted to sell. I'm tempted to sell. I get tempted to sell, you know. Here's some Gem 10s. I get tempted to sell because it's like, well, what do I want? These cardboard pieces, or do I want a house in Miami? You know what I mean? Like, let's go get that house in Miami. So you get tempted at times to give up your collection and cash out and go do something fun with the money. But then I wouldn't be a real collector. I got to hold them. I got to hodl. Hodl to the moon. All right. Hey, are my old Gen 1 cards worth anything? I guarantee you they're worth something. But, you know, the better condition they're in, the more they're worth. Here's Andrew Martin. He says, 2 live customs, 1 Pal Day Evolved. Are you ready? That Dragonite is like a Dragonite, but it's dark. Wow, smart move. Beautiful card. Will you hold on to those higher end slabs? That's not Scrooge behavior. It's a little bit. All right, you ready? So we got 1, and we've got, oops, picked up 2 there. We got 2. Ah, 2 cold ones. Andrew Martin. 2 cold live customs. So those are the cold live customs. Notice he spent $20, but all he got were 2 common cards out of there. That's how it works. So now you kind of understand it. So, but now the live customs are hotter. So maybe it's the next pack has a slab in it. And so it gets a little more tempting over time. You go, maybe I should buy into that thing. And you don't always know when it's going to hit. Sometimes you just take a random shot at it. Here we go. He's also got a Paldea Evolve. Now, this set has the Shinji Kanda Magikarp in it. Very nice. By the way, if you guys are enjoying today's stream, you could show me some love by smashing the subscribe. I am trying to hit 100,000. You don't have to do it even because you like me. Just do it because you're showing me some love. Here's Giacomo because you're being nice. Ooh, we're trying to get to that 100,000. Yesterday, we got 21 subscribes from one live stream. I was really impressed with that. Here we are. 95% slabs I do on my videos are from you. That is super cool. That's neat, man. Yeah, I saw your channel had like 500 followers on TikTok. That's neat, man. You know, Andrew A. Martin. Ta-da! You know, Alex PSX, he has a TikTok channel where he shows off retro candy. How cool is that? That's pretty neat. We are. All right. Okay, putting this away. And let's shuffle these up. These are called gym breaks. You'll recognize them by the exclamation mark. A gym break is a break that only requires 2 people. See, 2 and 2. You buy in for this one for 37 or this one for 50. It also comes with the scorecard, so you can actually track how good or how bad you've done over time. And if you don't like your score, you can have me throw it away. If you do like your score, you can hold on to it. You pulled the wrong one, mister. Joking, thanks. Oh, yeah, I see. The wrong ones, huh? Pull you the hot ones. All right, so the queue is empty, and let me go ahead and try grabbing some slabs back here. So what did we do? We brought the slabs up from over there. You know what we haven't shown off in a very long time? The coins. We have not shown the coins off in a while. Ooh, they're all covered in dust. So here is a Nidorino battle coin. Here is a Persian battling coin. All covered in dust and ugh. Here is a Machop. What all do we got here? When I run out of these, I'll probably grade more. Here's Butt-Free, Dratini, Bulbasaur, Ivysaur. These are the ones that didn't sell, huh? Maybe the price is too high on them. But we sold off a lot of the early ones. Remember that? So the early, you know, people always pick out their favorite ones right away. I like this Butterfree. Let's see. Let's grab this Butterfree out of here. Lovely. Okay, I can see a big order from Miss Sarah. How are you doing tonight, Miss Sarah? My religion says hot pulls only. Oh, I don't want to offend you religiously. Look at that. Doesn't that look nice? That's graded by NGC. You got silver too. Yeah, we got silver and gold. Silver and gold, they're a very conservative kind of thing to buy. They're definitely more boomer. Pokemon super speculative. But you know, silver and gold are more of a sure thing. All right. Let's get this into the Poke Shuffles. We'll put it in at a lower price. Let's put it in for 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 50. Okay, so it's going to say MS65 Butt-Free. Okay, cool. That's it, mister. We must play a series of chess matches, and the overall winner gets all the cards. Keeps only. We are. I'm not bad at chess. I'll spank you bottom. Go. All right. One of my favorite video games of all time, Advanced Wars. It's basically just bigger chess. Play it for hours. When the Advanced Wars remake came out, I S-ranked everything. Here's Sarah. She says 2 boxes of OP13. You got it, Miss Sarah. 2 boxes OP13. Let's go get those. Give me a second. All right. Very nice. Good. All right. Ooh. Sarah, if there were any English versions of One Piece that you think I definitely should always have on my menu, what would you say they would be? Ta-da! All right. Ooh. Look at that. Send payment for 2 more goes to the past. Oh, okay. We'll look into that right away. We're starting with box number 1. Stefan Dusenberry. Stick around, Mr. Mark. There you go. Snipping this. All right. Advanced Wars. What a fun game. I love that game. So if I stayed here in Lake of the Ozarks, which is one of my options, is to not move, I think what Karis and I would do is we would buy a second home in like Kansas City, Springfield, or St. Louis. And then what we would do is probably head over to that home occasionally on the weekends for fun. It'd be like a 2-hour drive. Ready? A little weekend home in the city. So we can enjoy the, especially in the winter, enjoy the amenities. Okay, let's see. Oops. Okay, let's get it. Now, if I recall, you don't like your hollows. Hits only. Ready? I live near St. Louis. Cool, man. I grew up in the St. Charles region. My dad worked in Earth City. And then I went to school at Lindenwood, but I lived in St. Louis County during that time period. Well, I lived all over. I lived in O'Fallon. Lived in O'Fallon for like a year. Lived in Wentzville for another year. I've been all over. I used to work for Coca-Cola. Oh, and so I learned all about that area because I drove around for Coca-Cola. So I know the St. Louis region like the back of my hand. I know so much of it. Yes. Solo Leveling 2 comes out in October. Now, are you saying the anime's coming out or the booster box set? Because I was just informed by my supplier that there's another Solo Leveling set coming out. And I think he was getting like, I think he was doing some weird program where you wanted to like do some sort of membership thing. And I was like, that's okay. We are. I didn't understand it very well. So I just said, I'm not going to worry about this. Oh. Oops. We're at 86 viewers. We need 120 to activate the giveaway. Mr. Smokey says, do you have kids? So my wife and I were trying to have kids. But we started about 2 years ago. We said, let's have kids now. And sadly, we don't have kids yet. We went to the fertility doctor, and it turns out she has a problem. She has like a structural problem that is caused by a condition called endometriosis. So she is scheduled for surgery for that now. That's what's going on. And then after the surgery, we are going to attempt to do IVF. That's what's going on with me. And if everything goes as planned, we might be having babies soon. The doctor says there's a chance that doesn't work. So, you know, crossing my fingers. But I'm getting old. I'm 36. I'm ready for babies. I got a home. Yeah. Bring on the babies. Here we are. Good luck. Yeah, I know. Well, the good news is she's younger than me. She's not 36. She's 30. So she's a little bit older, but not too old to have kids at all. And so she's very anxious about it. She wants kids. We didn't want kids for a very long time, but, you know, you get older and your feelings about it change, guys. So if you're young and you're like, I'm definitely not going to have kids, your feelings about that can evolve over time. When we were younger, we didn't want kids because we wanted to focus on, like, building up a nice lifestyle, you know, having a nice home and all that. And, yeah, the years fly by, and then you're like, wait a second. I'm going to die of old age. I better have a kid. I better have that 1.5 kids. You know, the below replacement level kids. Which is a problem they're having in South Korea like crazy, apparently. South Korea is so bad that apparently they have less than 1 kid per couple. Whew. we had a whole conversation about that the other day because I had listened to I was listening to some scholarly academic guys talk about the subject. It was an economist and another guy who's called a somethingist, and his exact education is in population change. And he was talking about it. It was really fascinating. Oops. He was talking about how bad Asia is about to suffer from not having babies. He said, oh, it's going to be bad. He says America doesn't have the problem quite as bad, but it can get pretty bad over here too fast. It is. And they were speculating about why nobody wants babies. We are. Ooh. Damn, I'm ahead. I have 4 grandkids. Nice. I forgot where I saw it somewhere on the internet. What are you doing with the other cards? I have a lot, and I don't know what to do with it. Same here. I'm 24. My wife is 37. Now we're definitely thinking about having kids, too. Well, you better get started, man. We are. It gets a little scarier for girls as they get closer to that big 4-0. So you better get started. We are. All right. You know, actually, one of the things we experienced, and we talk about this, we went to the fertility clinic, and there were women there that were, you know, clearly a bit older than she was. And there was a feeling of horrible desperation. There was a lot of people at the fertility, like it was like overfilled. Actually, part of that, I think also, though, is because that particular fertility doctor is apparently a very good one in all of Missouri, and that people will even come down from Illinois for him. I didn't know that, but he's apparently very skilled. And but the whole waiting room was filled with couples, and there was like a stink in the air, dude. It was like, God, I hope I have a baby, and it felt very kind of creepy. I'd never felt that before. Yeah, it was kind of worrisome, actually. So we'll see what happens. I mean, she's scheduled for a surgery that takes place in 4 to 6 months. And there's other complicated problems for her, too. You know, there are concerns about whether her heart will be good for having a baby, because she has some small heart problems right now. And so she's a difficult case for babies. So we're really crossing our fingers. We are. All right. What is going on here? This is a trap, right? What is this? All right, this is a fake account. Here we go. There we go. All right. That's a fake account. If you can always look into an account to see what they've said in the past, that's a fake account. We are. Crazy, dude. Troll account. It's a trap. To the fertility clinic. Yeah, head out there to the fertility clinic. Don't wait. There we go. All right. Maybe they'll have test tube babies soon. I don't know. I'm highly fascinated with the subject of test tube babies lately. Very fascinating idea, because China's working on that, and it makes me go, ooh, what if we could do that? Government-sponsored babies. Government just raises an army of children. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. This is one of those alt arts drawn by the Jujutsu Kaisen guys, right? Very cool, man. He's looking like a bad guy for sure. Very nice. But yeah, it's an interesting topic. It's a stressful topic even, and it's one that society's having, I think. There it goes. All right, Miss Savaduzabavi. A lot of people did kind of like what Karis and I did. They delayed having children for a while, and it seems like we're still going to be able to have them. But here are some thoughts. If we didn't have enough money, that would be a different story. Now it'd be really tricky if we didn't have enough money for it. So you want to know where I'm going to be spending my money? On that surgery and IVF. That's where my money's going to go for a while. Ooh. Ho ho. Very nice. My sister-in-law gave birth to her second baby in July, a few days after she had problems breathing and was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. You're saying your sister-in-law has stage 4 breast cancer? Dang, dude. That's crazy, dude. Man. Yeah, actually, they were like running tests on me to make sure that I was like good, you know? And I had to do like a routine checkup with like a urologist or something. It was weird. And, I had to like pee in a cup and all that stuff. And so that's never any fun, I guess. But, it was crazy when I was there because there were all these older men there and they all looked really sad to be there. Now, I remember walking into the doctor's office. I walked in and the whole wall is covered in prostate cancer. It's going to get you everywhere. It was on every wall. Do you have prostate cancer? Enjoy the time you have left. You know, it was all cheerful, and there was like a computer screen, interactive computer screen. You could click on it if you wanted, and it told you more about prostate cancer. It was like, oh my God. So I'm looking at it going, so what, is this me in the future or soon? Like, when does this happen? You know what I mean? 1 in 2 men get prostate cancer. I was like, 1 in 2? 1 in 3 men get prostate cancer and die from prostate cancer. I was like, holy Jesus, dude. So it was, man, it sucks being at a doctor's ever. It sucks. It's creepy, scary. It's not a place you want to be very often because you're usually only there if there's a problem. You're not there because you're having a grand old time. There we go. 1 in 2.5 men. Yeah. So it was saying that kind of stuff on the walls, and I didn't know that before this point, and I didn't want to know it. But now I know it. I'm like, okay, so I'm probably going to have prostate cancer someday is what I was thinking. I was like, the odds are quite good that I'll have it. And I was like, dang, dude. How many babies do you want? I mean, if we're being realistic, we got to try to have at least 2 kids, I think. We got to have 2 kids. And then after that, it's just whatever we feel like. Excuse me. So all those microplastics. Could be. Yeah, certainly could be. Who knows? Could be too much sitting. Like I do a lot of sitting. Who knows? Could be in the food we eat. We don't eat exactly as healthy as our grandparents did, do we? Ooh, sand shrew. I always say start with 1 kid and see how it goes, then go from there. I feel like you got to do 2 because that's like 1 for you, 1 for your wife. You were 2 people, and so you need to have 2 people. It is. All right. Very nice. Lovely. I heard about a billionaire who would like put his sperm in a sperm bank, and he said, anyone who wants to, you know, have a baby of mine, they can be part of the inheritance to have my billions of dollars. So he created like a trust. And he's like, anyone who downloads my sperm from the sperm bank and has a baby, you can be part of that trust. And man, that kind of stuff is really fascinating to me as well. If I was like a billionaire, maybe I would be doing something like that. I'm not opposed to that kind of stuff. It's really fascinating. It sort of changes the idea of having a family from sort of like this, you're in love, it's all natural, just the way it's meant to be, to sort of this like science, social, financial experiment. But I'm an experimenter. I'm a crazy person. I really am. So that kind of stuff is really fascinating to me too. Okay, sand shrew. Leaf green sand shrew. There we go. What are your thoughts about naming the kids? Do you want to have a Mr. Junior with your name, or does name not matter to you at all? I'll let you guys name it. We're naming him Charizard Jr. Okay, let me click on this. We'll do a naming contest, and then once you guys have chosen the name, we'll throw that out, and Karis will probably decide the name. In that case, mister, would you like us to preserve your head like Walt Disney? Yes, if you could cryogenically freeze me. Well, you know, I have all these Pokemon cards, right? I have a really great Pokemon card collection, and if I really don't touch it, and let's say by some trick, it really does go to the moon, I don't know what it could be worth someday. Maybe it could be worth a lot. And I'm just thinking about, what do I really want? Maybe a beach house. I don't know. I don't even know if I care about that, to be honest with you guys. I don't know how much I care about all that stuff. And so, you know, being able to expand how many children I have over a longer period of time, because that's the thing now, like older men have children now. And that's kind of interesting to me. It really is. Kind of an interesting thought. Having children at grandpa age. So that's all fascinating to me. I'm not saying I would definitely do all that, but I'm telling you, I'm not closed-minded to it either. Let's see. Doobie-doobie-doo. How did you even get into this conversation? How do you not get into this conversation? This is the stuff we want to talk about, bro. Who doesn't want to talk about it? All right, we got one more collection of beautiful Zelda cards. You guys might have seen this. Check this out. Let me show you. How do you not get into that conversation? That's the best conversation you could have. What do you want to talk about? The sky is blue? Hey, did you see those new Pokemon cards? Yep, ship. You want to talk about, yeah, I mowed my lawn this week. These are the best conversations of your life. You're never going to have better conversations than what you're talking about right now. This is the peak of conversation. You want to talk about the boring stuff? You can talk about the boring stuff with anybody all day long. Yeah, well, my daughter, she went to school today and they did some stuff. That's what the cashiers at Walmart sound like. So boring. My head will explode from boredom. Maybe that's why we talk about the crazy things, because I get bored fast. Maybe that's why I don't enjoy movies and TV shows. I get bored fast. So that's $220 for all 5 slabs. And now we got these slabs over here. Now, I think this is Skyward Sword or something, isn't it? What is this? What year is it? No, this is Skyward Sword, because this creepy guy's in here. Cool. All right. How's the weather? Well, it's nice and warm out here. Yeah, we're going to watch some movies tonight. We're going to see the new Disney movie. It's pretty good. Yeah. What everyone talks about, right? I like talking about the edgy stuff. I like talking about the forbidden stuff. Ooh. The tree of knowledge, the forbidden fruit. I'll be the snake. You can be Eve. There you are. Okay. Have you touched grass lately? I did. I walked in the grass today. We were talking about chopping a tree down. It was a dead tree. And we're talking about, oh, man, this is going to cost like $1,000 to chop it down. Deep fried soft shell crab. It's good. Surrogacy, Ebola, and death. Just what a beautiful subject. Yeah, surrogacy is very fascinating. It is. Ooh. Surrogacy. Maybe you would never even need that, because eventually you might have machines that have babies for you. Think about that. So this set just doesn't get Ganondorf in it. That's too bad. You get this guy instead of Ganondorf. That sucks. But you do get this Zelda, and you do get this Link. Very cool. All right, so I'm going to place these into a baggie and price them a little bit cheaper than the other set. This will be $200 for the set. They're all graded 10. They're all sequential. I graded it for you, and I got good grades on it. That's valuable. If you don't believe that's valuable, go grade it yourself, and you'll find out when it grades 9 that you're, oh, man, I should have just bought it outright. Now, if yours grades 10, you're going to be happy about that, but that's a gamble. So I've already done the gamble part. The gamble portion is over. Now we're at the enjoying part. Your point is understandable. The talks are kind of crazy. Well, we could talk about some other crazy stuff. What do you think would be fun? Name me a topic that you think would be fun, but a little crazy too. Here we are. I have a deep, deep, deep fascination with like baby creation and stuff like that. Not like baby creation with normal way, but like the subject of lab-grown babies and stuff like that. It's very fascinating. Very fascinating. That's the future, guys. Mark my words. In no time at all, governments will start sponsoring programs where there's a artificial womb, and you just mail in a sperm and an egg, and they make a test tube baby. That's the future. I promise you it is. The demand for that service would be enormously high, because I think one of the reasons people don't have babies is because of the risk of pregnancy, but also it kind of gives you the mom bod and all that stuff. It's going to be artificial womb babies in no time. Mister, I just ran 1.5 miles in the rain. I'm soaking. Damn, bro. You're staying fit. Babies in a tube like Mewtwo. It's not too far of an idea, I should say. It's really not. They're working on it in China right now. It's an article I read about it. Really fascinating. We're already halfway there with IVF. Now, IVF just kind of helps a little bit. But, no, you're right. I mean, they've got that part of it figured out, right? The egg and the sperm. That's not even that complicated, is it? I feel like it's not that complicated. But, no, but the artificial womb is complicated. But we can't be that far away from an artificial womb, because we're already at a point where if a baby's just a few weeks old, not that old at all, and you do a premature birth, we can actually keep that baby alive. And so we're pretty close, you know. We're not that far. And they're trying to crack the code in China right now on an artificial womb. And so if they find out how to make government babies, it's all over. You know, the whole human race is going to be bred differently. It's going to be like some government program's going to be like, all right, pop us out 100 babies. We need about 100 this week. Dang, that'd be crazy. And the government says, all right, raise taxes to pay for those babies. It's all going to change. It's all going to change. And I love change, and I love that kind of experimental kind of stuff. It's very fun. So I think I better hold on to one of these EVs. Mister, you're scaring me. We have uterus transplants. I have heard about that, but I don't think that that works, right? But there is an interest in that kind of stuff. All right. PSA 10 babies. Which came first, the Torchic or the egg? Probably the Torchic. There we go. Sell in 2026. So I'm just telling myself to sell it a year later. Putting that away. I said puddin'. By the way, we have no orders in the queue. If you'd like to place your first time order, click on the dots in the top of the corner of the screen. You're going to find the description there. Placing an order is very easy. You just send me some Cash App money and that's it. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Zelle, whatever you have, crypto even. You're going to see that all in the description of the live stream. It's really easy. You should give it a try. You know, your purchases, they're not just about whether you can pull something hot. They're also just like if you want to feel entertained, if you want to entertain someone else, you know, if you want to entertain the audience. We do have a giveaway tonight, but it comes with the rule. So the giveaway is we need to reach 120 consecutive viewers, and then we hand out this vintage no rarity Tangela. So this is a no rarity card. It's more special than a standard, you know, Tangela. These are hyper rare. They mixed up my swimmer kid came out ginger and cries with an accent. Ooh, you hear about that crazy kind of stuff, like the doctor who worked at a fertility clinic and he was doing something where he was, a woman would like order, you know, baby from so-and-so's sperm pool or something, and he would swap it in with his. So it'd be like, my baby. And how was this discovered? It was discovered by the children way later when they started doing DNA testing and discovering they were all related to each other by DNA. And they said, wait a second. Well, I'm related to all these people. And they found out it was the doctor's DNA. That's a whole story. That's a crazy story, man. That is one nutso story. Okay, whoa. Oh, man. Look at that Ancient Mew, man. That's a cool card. Cool. So, what if we did an Ancient Mew? PSA 10, Ancient Mew. 2000. I believe this is the English version. I saw a Law and Order episode about that. It's super cool. And by cool, I mean horrifying. All right. Pricey card, huh? Never seen a 10 Mew. Mister, that Mew is something I would cop. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. He is a cool little card, isn't he? It's absolutely nuts what this card is selling for now, huh? That's Tentacool. It's Tentacool. How many, Mister, how many Eevee you have put to the side already? I'll probably put like 2 of them to the side. Not too many. Not too many, I promise. Not too many. Okay, so this is a true expensive card. This. Oh, it's already in a sleeve. If you ever had any of the versions that are misspelled of the Mew. I have studied those before, but ultimately I decided not to collect those. Okay. Appreciate that somebody took the time to get the updated label on this. That's cool. Okay, nice clean sleeve. Doesn't that sleeve look nice? I remember being a kid and receiving one of these at the movie theater. If you guys didn't experience that, I experienced that. I watched this movie at movie theaters, and everyone got one. You go to the movie theater, and everyone gets one of these Mews. Back then, everyone thought this Mew was basically trash because everyone had one. You just automatically got one. It was basically a trash card because it was a simple promo that everyone got. It wasn't playable. Jump to the future, and now it's a hardcore nostalgia item because everyone had one. So everyone goes, oh, man, I remember holding that card in my hand. I had that card in my folder. All right. We're going to have one for sale. And it's a little overpriced, and I don't really mind. And because I don't care if it sells or not. So it's going to stay there if it doesn't sell. So this one's going to be $18.50. Okay, and that's what we're doing on that. Look at this. I cut that card in half a little. It's unlike any card. It's special. It's a cool card. Wow. Wind from the Sea, Tentacruel. Amazing card, dude. Okay, set this down here. Just wanted to get that in a new sleeve. Let's go ahead and take a look at this and refresh. Grabbing this. You have to be careful when you research, by the way. There's a difference between the English and the Japanese version. Actually, I'm double check, make sure I didn't get the Japanese version right. You don't want to get the wrong version. Let me double check this. Not only is there a Japanese version, there is also a reprinted reprint version that was made recently. This is the original English 2000 version. So it's the original old version of the card. Okay, so, oh, Mr. Mark, you needed 2 packs of the Ghost Rares. I don't know if it went through or not. Maybe something happened. Maybe I missed it. Let's just open these for you. Ghost of the Pastas. Sorry about that, man. I forgot. Could I slab away the Mew? You absolutely could. It would only cost you $20 to slab away an $1,800 card. And so that's what's cool about slab away. And then you would be allowed to have 6 months to pay it down. So it would not be a rush to pay it down. You are? All right. This is a card I feel people forget about, the Ancient Mew. There's so many cards to remember, you know. All right, that's cold. Very nice. All right. Do you want Zelle or PayPal? If you do Zelle, I will alter the price of the card. How about this? So we'll alter it by 1.5%. We'll split the difference. Because if you do PayPal, PayPal's going to charge me like 3%. So we'll split the difference. How does that sound? So, and that's not a meaningless amount. So let's see what it adds up to. About $27 off. So yeah, we'll round it up to 28. So instead of $18.50 minus 28, you would pay $18.22 on this. So yeah, you do Zelle, would do a little bit cheaper on Zelle. Does that sound good? Okay, so yeah, it's a little bit off, you know. Basically, it pays for the slab away. The $20 fee, right? That's paid for. Okay, Mark, put this in Mark's bag. Zelle, we like Zelle. We might have a giveaway just for Zelle orders in the future to help people maybe take an extra minute to say, all right, I'll set up a Zelle account. Zelle is just straight from your bank, and I like it because there's no fees. And so I can use the money I saved getting people to convert over to Zelle. I can use that money to host a giveaway probably. Okay. Here we have a Tammy Lowe order, and she says she'd like a sea and sky. You got it, Miss Tammy. Okay. I'll think about it for a little bit. It's a little overpriced, but I might consider it. Take your time. There's no rush, okay? I don't want you to get into it unless you really feel like you want it. It's not going anywhere. Well, you know, there's always a risk somebody else snatches it, but they're gonna see it and come to the same conclusion as you. They're gonna look at it and say, do I really want this? All right, Miss Tammy, we're gonna zero this out. Let's go get a sea and sky. Hopefully you pull that Giratina. That's the chase card. All right, here we are. Boy, I've got a lot of trash to clean up from these. Got like all these plastic things. It's really annoying. Here are the promos, and here are the packs. Nice. So that is for Miss Tammy. Whew. I don't want the guillotine. I want the other three. Oh, nice. Let's grab this Kyle Gray. When it comes to that Mew, Mr. CSman, I priced them at a price where I can make a profit selling them, and it's not even that good of a margin compared to like some other products I've ever sold. Right, like some things make better profit margin, and so it's a lower margin product. But here's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that it goes up in price over time. So whether someone buys it or not right now, hopefully that doesn't matter. We are. Okay. Okay. Ready? Are you going to price the Tentacruel? Oh, that was the win from the sea Tentacruel. And the reason I'm not going to price that one is because I'm not wanting to buy another. So with the Ancient Mew, what just occurred is I purchased another one. And that's why this one gets a price. And it's like a future price. There it is. Of course, if the market moves down, oof, then that will hurt me. But it's a gamble on that the market might move up on that one. Now, I like Win from the Sea Tentacruel, but the reason I'm not interested in working on it is because he's not expensive enough. He's too cheap. He's in a cheaper range. Oh, I should show you. Don't go anywhere, CSman. I want to show you something. There you are. Set that there. Let's see. Where would I even find this? So I sold you that Tyranitar, remember? Oops. Don't worry, Tammy, I'm coming. I know you want to see your stuff get open too. All right. So remember, I sold you one. And then, these are the two I already owned. You got one of them. Here's the one that arrived like yesterday. And here's the one that arrived today. So I sold you one, but I bought two of them. So I took a larger position on this one card. Here it is. Because I felt that the price on it was wrong. I felt the price was too cheap, actually. There we go. Ow. So now we got 4 of these box topper Tyranitars. There it is. Boop. Pretty fun, right? I wish you could post somewhere I bought it for 3.8 so people wouldn't go lower than that. I don't think you got much to worry about because it will reach that price pretty fast, in my opinion. Ryolu, like, let me flip this around. Like, what did they used to go for? $1,000. They used to go for $1,000. They're more than double that now. They're like times and a half that price. And that took 2 years. And so what do you think will happen in another 2 years? But yeah, that's basically what happens is we get new record prices all the time, you know. Now, what would help you is if I made a video on them. If I came out and I said, hey, don't forget about these Tyranitar box toppers. Oh, yeah, look at that. Beautiful Deoxys. Man, I love this card. This card's so cool. I'm a Deoxys fan. He's a cool Pokemon. I think if I had to choose between Deoxys and Rayquaza, I actually like Deoxys better. But there was no Deoxys Gold Star, so I couldn't buy one. There was no Deoxys Gold Star. It doesn't exist. Here's Pincurchin. Could you do that LMAO and the Celebi? I could. Yeah, I suppose I could. Yeah. Actually, a box topper video will do well. I know it will. You know why? Oops. Because every time I've done a box topper video, it's done well. So box topper vids, they just get more attention. You know why? Because people forget about them. They forget that box toppers are a thing. And so when you show them off, they go, oh, holy, that's cool as hell, dude. Let me hit play on this. All right. Here's, ooh, the Deoxys VMAX. Look at that. You're getting a lot of Deoxys in this round. This is called Crown Zenith. This is on the menu if you want to buy a pack, guys. You can just buy a pack of Crown Zenith. If you want a whole premium collection, you can buy that too. It's $290. But if you don't want to go that deep, you can just buy 1 or 2 packs of these. I think they're like 20 bucks a piece. Check out the menu. Crown Zenith. I've got it in stock. It's good stuff. Here's Switch. More into the master set. Come on, what do we got? Swablu and, ooh, look at that Charizard, man. Wow. You know, when when this set came out, we didn't think much of this Charizard. This was like a promo in Japan, wasn't it? But it's not a promo in English. So that should do good for you. I like that. And then here's a cute little Swablu. Okay, Tammy's going to donate her hollows. I really appreciate that, Tammy. Another Riolu, double Riolu. There's no problem with that. He looks really well centered too. Okay, very nice. And Psychic Energy. Okay, so let me separate the wheat from the chaff. Okay, all right. The boys from the men. All right. Nice Psychic. FFFF. Double Riolu. Didn't need Riolu. All right, there we go. Was Crown Zenith forgiving in its hit rates? I don't know. Maybe these are just really good packs. Maybe it was forgiving. Because she pulled a lot. Yeah, so we got Riolu, Deoxys, Duraludon, Deoxys VMAX. That's nice. Simisear, Riolu again, Swablu, and Charizard. I think you've done pretty good on these. That's my position on this. And these are your promos, so you get a little bit of promos. The Rayquaza promo is the important one. This one card, if he grades 10, could pay for most of that box. But he's hard to grade 10, I'm sure. All right. What camera do you use? Yeah, great question. We're just using an iPhone. All right. Okay. Look at that, huh? Pretty good. Okay, lovely. Check this out, guys. Check this out. Check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is some pretty crazy stuff right there. How do you like that, guys? That's pretty cool. Set that down. You're looking at some pretty expensive Tyranitars there. Those are Tyranitar box toppers, and they are population. Ooh, somebody bought a spot in the jumbo pack break. Victor did. I saw the email come by. Okay, so check this out. These are population 30, and I own 4 of the 30. And then you own one of them as well, Mr. CS Min. Don't let go of it. Hold on to it, okay? So together we have 5 of the 30. That's pretty good. That's like 1/6 of all of them. I have one. Yeah, exactly. So you're sitting on a genuinely rare card now, and that's a really good feeling, is what you discover, because it's also a really cool looking card too, and it works very well on social media. People always want to see this card. This is, by the way, this is one of my favorite cards of all time. If you didn't know that, not the box topper itself, but the artwork. One of my favorite cards of all time, which I could show you that. I'll show you some other cards real fast, too. I know you guys love seeing the cards. I don't know where it would be. I honestly do not know where I would have stuck these. Would they be in here? I think I have a Tyranitar box, but I don't know where it is. Yeah, I don't know where it is, unfortunately. Okay, I take it back. I won't be able to show it off to you. But here are some other fun things to show off. Check this out, guys. I'm always about showing off my collection. There's another one of those Mews. Cool. Got a little swirl on that one, it looks like. That's nice. A little bonus. Look at this. This was another one of those cards that I rushed to buy when I realized Pokemon cards were in a bull market. And I was like, oh my God, I better hurry up and buy the ones I wanted. I got a really special swirl on the body right there. Look at that. Some guy sold this to me like a dummy. I don't know why he sold it. I don't know why people sell. I don't know why they do it. I had always wanted a shiny Mew Koro, but I never bought it because I always felt like it's overpriced because it was like $1,000. I was like, nah, that's too much for Koro Mew. So let's look this bad boy up right now. If you want one, throw your desire away because you won't be able to afford it, because the cheapest Koro Mew is now $17,000. Holy blank, dude. What is happening in the hobby? That's crazy, right? 17,000. That cannot be real. Let me check sold. Look at this, everybody. Last sold in August, 15,000. That's real. So that's 17,000 or whatever we saw. That's a real price. And I bought this like yesterday for nothing. Let me look him up. Oh, look, his number's actually 151. That's kind of cool. So it's Koro Mew. Okay, so check this out. I bought this in February for 3.8. Crazy, dude. From 3.8 to 15,000. And now the cheapest buy now is 17, and I've got a perfect swirl on mine. Holy cow, dude. I might be able to ask 20. From 3.8 to 20 in less than 1 year. That has got to be better than Bitcoin. That's got to be better than the stock market. I don't know, dude. I don't know what to think about it. I always knew about the card. I knew I wanted it, but I always felt like the price tag of 3K was a little bit high. But when I felt that wind of change, when I felt the price change coming in the market, I said, I better just go grab it. Because if I don't grab it, I'm going to miss it at the old price. And it was already up to 3.8 when I bought it. But it was typically a $3,000 card, so it was already higher. That's pretty incredible. Actually, Mike's side could make a clip out of that easily. Look at that swirl, man. The swirl, I think I opted for a more expensive one to get the swirl. Crazy. So it's a decent cert too. It's not in the 2s or something. Yeah, so from 3.8 to 15,000 confirmed sold, 17,000 is the cheapest one on the market. I bet you I could sell mine for 20. I bet somebody would say, all right, I'll do it. That's an exaggeration, but maybe like 19. 19's really not a surprise if you could sell that one for 19. That's like crazy amounts of money, but it's all in theory because I'm never going to sell it. It's just in my head. It's not real. The money's only real if I liquidated it right now. You think I'm going to do that? Nope. I just don't like to sell my best cards. I don't like to do it. We got this cute little guy. And so we just took another Mew that, I wrote down 700K. No, I must have bought this for $700. That must have been what happened. So we've got this guy now. He's for sale for $18.50 right now, and that's a little overpriced. So you can just go to eBay right now and get a cheaper one on eBay. He looks real sparkly. Look at the sparkles. Very bright. And now all I have to do is not touch him, and he'll go up to that price anyway, so it won't matter. He'll go up to $18.50 anyways. I looked at the market. I looked at it. I said, that one will hit $18.50. All right. Pretty cool stuff, huh? Pretty cool stuff. Just wanted to take a break and show off. You got to show off your cards. So it's important to show them off, guys. It's important. Don't take it for granted. If you got cards to show off, make a YouTube channel, make an Instagram, do whatever you got to do, and show off your collection to others, because it's so satisfying. We also have a channel in our Discord server called Show and Tell, and you can show off your cards there too, okay? Showing off your cards is satisfying. You know, you show off your best one. And you have a small collection or a big collection, it doesn't matter, but just show off your best one and be like, this is what I love. I swear as a kid, everyone had that Mew but me. Mister, I might wait a little bit for maybe a card like I like a little more. Sure. Well, I didn't just price this up for you. This is for anybody. So we'll place that here. It's a nice looking card. Yeah, we're pricing whatever we can price up. Okay, so Victor, he wants into that jumbo pack break. You got it, man. Wow, the time's flying, guys. Okay. Here it is. Lovely. Yeah, I bought that Mew feeling like this is it. You buy it now or you're never going to get it. That's how I felt. I felt exactly the same way with the Gold Star Gyarados. I said, you either buy this right now, or if there is a bull market coming to Pokemon, you'll never be able to afford it again. That's exactly how I felt about it. Okay. Thank you, Tammy, for the big order. We also got to thank again Mr. Mark for the big orders tonight. He ordered a lot of small orders, but they add up. Okay, and here we have Miss Tammy. Oh my gosh, is she going again? You're having too much fun with this. Oh my gosh, she says, let's do another one. She likes the sea and sky. All right. I love Psychic Energy. Gold Star Gary still lives in my binder. Crazy, the price now. That is one of my single best decisions this year, because that Gold Star Gyarados is probably my favorite card. There's a lot of cards I love, like Dark Dragonite and stuff. I'm a Gyarados fan, and I wanted that. I secretly wanted that card the whole time. I didn't want to talk about it too much. I love that he's red. I love the red color on him. So I'm so pleased that I have him now. And then he exploded in price right after. It just gets better and better. All right. I can go get that Gyarados, but I'd have to unlock him. All right, ready? Takes a while. Whew. Ta-da! Now, these are selling. We went through, what, 3 boxes of this today? These might be selling faster than I can keep up with them. Let's see what we got. Here's a Rayquaza rare. Here's a Rayquaza rare. I might open an English and Japanese card shop in Korea. I would be the only one. Do it, man. Do it. Do it. You know, you're going to school for sociology, right? But you got to ask yourself a question. what is the job for sociology? Like, what are you actually going to do to make real world money? What are they going to pay you? There might be a company that hires sociologists for something. You might become an academic, perhaps. I think so I think an academic would probably be the kind of job you do with sociology, but maybe you advise governments, maybe you advise corporations on things. I'm not sure. But I can tell you what, if you just open up a retail shop and ran it really well, you'd make money, dude. The money is in selling stuff. That's where all the money is. It is. Academia, it's very hard to get rich in academia. You have to be like the top 1% of academics. You have to be real smart, well-written, well-connected. But in business, you can be like mediocre even. And if you're just really persistent and a lot of energy and you just get a lot of sales, you're going to be rich. You know? Yeah, business, man. Don't underestimate the power of sales, everybody. Sales. Everything has to be sold. If you're a doctor, you got to sell stuff. If you're a nurse, you work for the doctor who sells stuff. If you want to be a lawyer, you have to sell your law service. If you want to be an engineer, you have to sell your design. If you want to be, it's all sales. All of it. All the time. If you want to be a software engineer, someone has to buy the software you're editing. All of it is sales. And so business, man. We are. But yeah, Pokemon cards are pretty hot and cool, and you can learn all kinds of stuff. All right. If you see a lack of service where you live, like a lack of people offering a service or a good, that's a really big sign to open something. Out here in Lake of the... Oh, Crown Zenith. I love when we open it. Lots of sociologists work at my Trader Joe's. Yeah, well, you know, that happens. People go to school, they get a really fancy degree. I never forgot this. When I worked at Target, a guy had a mathematics degree, a whole 4-year degree, and he was just working in the stock room with me. And I was like, all right. And he would kind of complain about that. And that's a good degree, a mathematics degree. But it just wasn't meant to be for that guy, you know? It wasn't meant to be. He was not a mathematician. Ultimately, he didn't get hired into that job role. Now, I don't say that to scare anybody out of their academic pursuits. But what I'm trying to say is that, you know, the world is littered with these fancy degrees that don't always turn into high-paying, you know, academic jobs. You want to make sure that what you work on is going to work out for you, that you're passionate about it, you have a lot of passion for it. Oh, yes. What do we got? Woo! Origin Form Dialga. There you go, Tammy. How about that? You said you already had Giratina and you were looking for these, right? Look at that. Beautiful, man. What an artwork. Cool. All right. Feeling happy for you, Tammy. I like it when you go deep and it actually pays off, because I've seen the opposite happen to you too. I've seen you go deep and you get like nothing. And that's a terrible feeling, but it has to happen to somebody, but it's not a good feeling. Okay, there you go. That's, I think, the coolest pull of the night so far. It's this one right here, guys. Tammy went deep. She bought 2 rounds of Sea and Sky. We are. But it paid off. So we're not even done. You got more cards to pull. Let's see. We're going to move this Purloin over here. Ready? 2 down, 2 to go. Here's Ball Toy Entei. All right. Okay, we're setting those hollows to the side. Here's Tangrowth. Wow, that dial is awesome, man. Your eyes are just drawn to it. Okay, you got another hit here. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? Entei. He's pretty cool. So you got Dialga and Entei. Very nice. Set that there. Here's the Regigigas. Okay, good. Let's see. There's 2 types, 2 different ones, CS-Men. There is an English one and a Japanese one. Yeah, so the Mew, there is a cheaper Japanese version. There is also a reprint version. So, and I think you'll say 2021 on it. So I have the actual 2000 vintage version. So you got to be careful that you're looking at the exact correct card. So there's a Japanese version, there's an English version, and there's a reprint version. This is the original 2000 English version. It's the most investable version, basically. But it is overpriced, maybe by around $300. That is a fact. It is overpriced by about $300. Oh, so that other Lapras was coming out of V-Star Universe. Now I know where it came from. We just handed one of these out. Okay. Ah, I never knew they reprinted. Yeah, they reprinted it, but it's good because they can identify. Oh, look at that Snorlax. It's so weird looking. Here we go. And let's see. He'd be a cool reverse holo, actually. Here's Hatterene. Rare. Hatterene. Did Hatterene ever catch on? I feel like oh my god. She got this Latios as well. Holy dude. Okay. I like Japanese cards because they are always less expensive. Yeah, and that's also why some people collect the Chinese or the Korean cards. Now, my perspective on it is, who cares what the language is? That's my perspective is, if you're having fun and you're collecting Korean or you're collecting Chinese or you're collecting Japanese, who cares? Just enjoy it. And yeah, like the Koro Mew I just showed off. Guess what? That's only in Japanese. So you have to almost get used to the idea that you're going to collect other language cards. There's another language card. It's exclusively Korean. That would be the Ditto, right? That just came out. I don't know where I put mine. I had some. Here's one. Oh no, wait, that's a Snorlax. Never mind. Where did I put that card? I don't know where I put it, but there's a exclusive Korean Ditto, and that's really cool. And so you have to get used to that idea that you might collect another language card. There's exclusive Chinese cards now, and that's true as well. So like the Pikachu Gengar, exclusively Chinese. So I think that's very good for the English market in general to feel like people are going to get used to these concepts like any language, anytime. Doesn't matter what it is. Just if you feel like opening it. Because if you grow into this belief like one language is much more dominant over the others, this could cause you to restrict yourself from enjoying other language cards anyways, which you don't want to do. You want to make sure you're enjoying what you can afford. There it is. So let's say you're somebody and you don't have a big income right now. You can still participate in the hobby with the Korean cards and basically pull the same cards as everybody else, but just in a different language, and not have that like affect your income as much, affect your spendable income. Get a whole box of Rocket for like 45 bucks. I mean, that's not bad at all, is it? Okay, cool. Miss Tammy. Wow. Tammy, did you know out of that transaction that PayPal takes almost $9 of that? Isn't that crazy? PayPal took $8.67. That's how much PayPal took. That's just crazy, dude. That's just too much. It's too much money, man. PayPal's greedy, dude. Greedy as hell. All right. And now we have Luke Glory, $40 to Slab away, and a Halo 2007 pack. Okay, we're jumping over to Slab away. What time is it? It's 4. We've been live for almost 3 hours. Luke. Ah, here we are. This goes down to 340. Click. And now let's go get you your Halo pack. Ah, the Halo packs. Did the yellow deck Zard sell? He's still available. He's actually right here in the front. Here he is. I had another guy ask about him in the daytime stream, so there could be people contemplating that card right now. All right, we're going to snip this. There we go. All right. What do we got? The Pelican. Why don't they just put guns on the Pelican? Here's Field Commander Elite, which I've just dropped. Come back. Ghost Jacked. Very nice. The Mysterious Halo. Very nice. Flood Combat Human. Jackals. And Wraith. There we have it. That is for you, Luke Glory. No super special holo cards coming out of that pack. Maybe the next pack. That's how these work. You get cold pack, you get hot pack. You get cold pack, you get hot pack. I don't know if it's every other pack. I feel like it's every, like, 2 packs almost. You are? Now, I might take a short break and take a quick tinkle here because I drank a ton for dinner. The artwork is always the same. Let's see. Let's turn this on. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Ah, yes, feeling very refreshed. So, where were we? Quick before he returns, no breaks. Chinese cards are also nice. Chat thoughts on Charizard XY. Which one looks better? Turn this down a little bit. That was Disco Mario. So, hit refresh here. Now the queue is empty. That means I get to work on the slabs a little bit. I think we're going to draw an up arrow on this. Should it be an up arrow or should it be like a check mark or something? Here's that Bowser. I think he's rotated a couple times. Here's this sexy bra girl. Here is Gare Ninja. Ooh, that's a nice ho-oh. And here is, what do we got here? Machamp, huh? For $190. I think that price is up to date, but he didn't sell. Let's give him a new price. Wow, it's so freaking shiny, dude. What if I could cross this into like a 10 with tag rating by any chance? I think I'd be scared to try it. Tag rating's been really harsh to these Topps cards. I'm blind. Who's blind? There we go. Okay, so he didn't sell at $190, and we're going to lower his price a little bit. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Good. All right, and we got this Bulbasaur 6 for $35. Let's lower that to $25. He's a nice Bulbasaur. We're just letting him go. We just want him to, be someone's fun little toy because he's not that investable as a PSA 6. All right, but this Ho-Oh is pretty cool. Queen of Spades. All right, I'm going to take a picture of this now. Doo-doo. Scooba-dooba-dooba-doo. We are going to go to the All Slab September channel and take a picture there. That's what we do. If you're watching this and you've never heard about this before, we take a picture of all our slabs and post it in Discord server. It looks like this. See? So you can go back through this and just kind of look and see what kind of cool looking cards I have. If something catches your eye, you can be like, quick, enhance, zoom in, enhance. There you go. How much would a full deck of cards cost? Well, it could be quite expensive, actually. So, like Red Deck, for example, it could cost you maybe around $750 for the deck, but then you got to pay taxes on it, and so it really comes up to about 800. And so after you pay the 800, you then have to pay about a 15% import fee now. So that comes out to be about an extra 120, I think, or 100 and what's 15% of 800? It's 80 plus 40. So it becomes $920 by the time it lands in your pocket. By the time it's here on the table, you paid about $920. And then after you've gotten that, you got to spend a lot of capital grading it. So you have a lot of cash on hand to grade the cards. Then the cards come back like 3 to 4 months later, and you can begin to start selling them to pay for all that grading and to pay for the cost of the deck. So you got to sell some heavy, heavy amounts of poker cards just to break even, just to reach the break even point. Because the raw card is one cost, but the grading is a really expensive cost. You know, it's like 20x dollars per card. You know, so it could be like 25 per card. It depends on how much you send out. It actually averages down. But let's say you're spending like 25 per card on the grading, and then you wait 3 to 4 months. You grade like, let's say 100 of them. Well, 100, that's like 2,500 just for the grading. So 2,500 for grading. You got the deck and whatever other cards, raw cards you sent out. You spent some serious money to end up with some slabs to sell, and then you got to actually sell them. And they might all sell, you know. You might do well, and if you like that kind of work, you might enjoy working with Pokemon cards all day. Here's a nice Slowpoke Pop 4. Here's a nice Charmander 9, $75. He's nice. That says $825 on it. We might want to update that. It is. Well, I was thinking of using them for playing cards with friends, but maybe not a good idea. That'd be the most expensive deck of playing cards ever. And no, I do not recommend them for that. Hell no, dude. Hey, mister, what's up, Sonic? How's it going, man? We have a new expensive card on the table now, guys. Let it catch your eyes and make you fill with joy. It is this Ancient Mew for $18.50. All right, what else we got? What do we have here, huh? How's this card doing? Ugh. Jesus, dude. What the... So let's see. How's this card doing? This is a new heavy slab, huh? Yeah, it's a heavy slab. Beautiful. Looks like the heavy slab leaves a little more room in the holder for the card because I can tell it has a slight warp, which would have been flattened out if it was a thinner slab. You can find them used and abused for $200-ish. Oh, yeah, that's true. So you can spend like $200 on a used deck of the poker cards. This is going to say Knight of King, 126. Oh, he's a nice card, man. Let's see. Cool. Okay. All right, I love this song that's playing right now. Okay. I know I'm being quiet. We're preparing this Knight of King. That's what we were doing. So the last break that went off quickly was the Magikarp, was it not? So you guys liked the Magikarp a lot. Okay, so let's get this started. We're going to have this Knight of King be the next small break, miniature break. And it looks like it's going to be a pretty small break. Looks like it's going to be... Let's grab this. Looks like it's going to be a 5-spot break with no star card. Problem is, it's such a cheap item, I don't want to add the star spot in this time, because it would make it feel too lopsided, I feel. Okay, yep, no star card this time. There it is. The lobster is on the table. He is kind of like a spiny lobster, isn't he? But he's not a lobster. What penny sleeves do you recommend? Whatever you can get for really cheap. I don't recommend worrying about the brand. Okay. So you can jump in there for 40 bucks and have a shot at the already graded 10 Rockets Nido King. Now this is Japanese, by the way. It's a nice Japanese Nido King. Okay. You might like that 1 in 5 odds. Pretty good. Okay, and then we got these beautiful Espeons. We got this cool Topps Charizard, huh? That's cool. What do we got here? Oh, the Moltres. Wow, so what does this card go for now? Mr. mentioned the BGS sub earlier. He got me all anxious. We're getting real close to submitting that. It's, you know, it's a thing I have to prepare, but it's actually all done preparing, basically. And I just have to sit down with it now. Japanese. So this card was $800 like 2 days ago. What does he sell for now? Looking for an official PSA version. Wow. $1,800 now. Wow. That's really crazy. $1,800. You almost have to treat this like a high-end card now. That's just nuts, man. That's really nuts. I don't know what to think about that. I do not know what to think about that, guys. Oh, here's a cool one. Nice. Beautiful Topps holographic Blastoise Series 1. Take a quick look into this. Topps Blastoise. Big man Blastoise. Now, this is not the Topps Chrome version. Topps Chrome is much easier to grade. Ah, here it is. It would be this one, Series 3. But actually, you can almost see this thing where mine's a bit darker brown than the one in the picture, because this is actually international print. It's Canadian print. It's not international. It's Canadian. It's a little bit different. That's the Canadian print. I call it Print Wave 5, but even the grading companies don't recognize it. So they don't, and PSA doesn't do anything. It just calls it foil because they're really stupid about it. So it says here he should be $325. That is a vintage card right there for you guys. That is a vintage card. Ready for slab away. You're all looking for cards for slab away, right? All right. That's what she calls me. The Canadian prints are better quality. Prints. So we don't need to use a red. Let's not use a red marker unless an item's actually overpriced. The original idea I had of using red marker on overpriced items was correct. That's exactly what it should be for. Okay. Oh, I like the check mark. Check mark's better. So we got 2 cards to show off here. Wow. Those are some really special cards. I'm going to take a picture of that for our Pricey Slabs channel in Discord. So you can look at them and go, maybe. We're constantly working on those channels, so be sure to check back. It is. All right. Wow. Cool cards, man. Maybe I should let those rotate for a little while, but the table's pretty full right now. Cool. What else we got back here? Yeah, a couple things. We got this beautiful Moltres Chrome, this Pokemon Center Magneton, Light Dragonite, Mewtwo. These are all meant to be saved for breaks. This Melodic, this Neo Pichu, Beautiful Dark Espeon. Giovanni Break. Giovanni Neo King, I mean. Here's Neo 2 Umbreon. So these are all meant to be prepared for breaks. That's what they're meant to do. A lot of cards there, man. Oh yeah, it even has a rare candy symbol on it. The box does. That's so cool. Scoop it, doop it, doop it, doop it, doop it, doo. What do we have here? If you guys are enjoying the stream, by the way, be sure to smash that subscribe button so that you guys can catch the next one, okay? Oh my God, there's some cool stuff in here too, man. Finished Jolteon breaks, so we can move to those. Yeah, here's what he's talking about. Calling about the Heartbreaks break. I don't know why I call it Heartbreak. It just sounds really funny. But that's 8 out of 19, so there's just about 11 spots left there. And I don't know. Lately, it's been feeling like there's a little less interest in the breaks. Or maybe it's just the shift has been toward different breaks. Like the Jumbo Pack break, this continuously goes off. This goes off constantly. The gym challenge, or the gym breaks, you know, where it's just 2 people, those go off all the time. The Mega break, the Gengar Mega break, that goes off a lot. So it seems like these really big high-risk breaks like this one where it's 1 in 19, maybe people are a little scared of those. Might have lost too much money on them over time. But someone always pulls it. So even though this is high risk, it's also high reward. You pull this really valuable Jolteon for 40 bucks. Can't ignore that. But it's up to you to take the shot on something like that, you know. Well, guys, we have completed our 3-hour nighttime stream. And what I can tell you guys is that the queue is empty right now. Yep, queue is empty. So I think I'm going to call it. It is a Tuesday after all. Tuesday's not a crazy busy day. Tomorrow's going to be Wednesday. So we'll have the Wednesday daytime stream. I hope you guys will be there. And maybe something will show up in the mail that'll make the day a little more exciting than usual. We'll see what happens, all right? So I'll see you guys there. Yeah, 3 hours fly by really fast. But we do a shorter nighttime stream now. 3-hour nighttime stream. That's what we're all about. We're going to try to do a 3-hour daytime stream if we can just start early enough, and a 3-hour nighttime stream. Total stream time is 6 hours a day. It's a lot of stream. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for the daytime stream. See you later, everybody.